And what a shot from Kirika, taking that off the ceiling, underneath the ball, and straight down the middle.
Oh, there it is, out of the blue!
2 seconds left on the clock and the Joker finds something out of nothing!
Now, that pass from Shadow was immaculate, playing it straight down center. He just had to get a touch, and it's all he needed.
Sonic has a chance, an open net if he sees it. Looking for the shot downfield, goes into the corner, Kilogram! He gets the goal!
They're just in front of the net. Nuke barely keeps it out there, dies on the goal line. The long shot, it finds it through. Entity gonna pick it up.
And welcome back to it. This is RSC SSA Season 3, and we are in week 4 of league play, and it comes in the midst of a lot going on in Rocket League, and we're gonna explain it all to you as the night rolls out. But most importantly, we are bringing you 4 banger series of RSC Rocket League. We have Masters, we have Elite, we have Rival, and we have Masters. But first and foremost, as we must always do, we acknowledge our sponsors, the people making this possible. Our prize pool sponsor is Nexa 18,000 Rand, and our broadcast sponsor, the people bringing all of this RSC action to us live and in Technicolor, our Genesis Extreme. Thank you very much to our sponsors. So, there is a lot going down at the moment. We've just okay, well, I guess we're going to talk about Rebellion, not the couple of things I wanted to talk about, but we will get to them, because first up is we have a Rebellion mid-season tournament. And it is the Rebellion, because what it means is that we are going to see franchises against free agents. This is a rebel takeover, and our RSC teams need to band together and step in to fight back. We're going to have 2 rebel franchises taking on the established order, and then 3 super franchises have risen to meet them and handle the rebel threat. The rebels have something to prove. The super franchises have their honor to defend. There are going to be a lot of details, and all of these are going to be broken down. So watch the RSC podcast, Just Saying, on Monday evening, and find out what this Rebellion means and how you can join the Rebellion. Mid-season tournament all happening next weekend, 12th of October. So that's just the first of what is going on. So stay tuned for that. And then a reminder that we've just had Comic-Con VS Gaming Championships, VS Gaming High School Champions. Once again, congratulations to US Muert, High School Champions, and congratulations to Genesis taking the VS Gaming Championship. And then, in addition to that, this Sunday, we have the Greybeard Invitational 1v1. Johnny Boy will be joining the cast for the last 4 series of the day. 16 players, double elimination, starting at 1 o'clock on Friday. I beg your pardon, Sunday the 6th of October, this coming Sunday. And then, what else have we got going? Making sure not to forget anything. There is an epic community competition ongoing right now. ACGL have put this on, and they have pitted 5 gaming titles against each other: Valorant, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Rainbow Six, and Rocket League. And what this essentially means, there are ways for each of these communities to earn points. By the 27th of October, the community that has earned the most points will get a 20,000 Rand tournament for their title. Now, this is the third or fourth time ACGL have been running this, and traditionally, Call of Duty always smashes it. But this is the time that Rocket League as a community is going to rise up, and we're going to take them down. These are the standings as they are right now. You can see Valorant is on top, and in fact, there has been an update to this. Call of Duty have just overtaken Valorant, but we are only 515 points behind. And there are, if you get into the RSC Discord, the Six Man's Discord, the Bro Discord, the Order of Oaks Discord, my Discord, all the information is there on how you earn points. But we as a community got to do this. We can clear all of these other titles, so stay tuned for that. And then, as I sit here breathlessly going through what's going on that isn't RSC directly involved, we now get on to what's happening right here, right now, tonight. And let's start with, I think, the fact that we are in week 4. Week 4 of 10, so we are almost at the halfway point of the season. Next week, we'll be bang on halfway through season 3 of RSC, which without a doubt has been our best season so far and will be a season that's raised the bar, and we're going to have to work hard in season 4 to get close to what we're doing here in season 3. So there we are, 30th of September. Well, there we go. 6th of October is where we are now that week, week 4. All right, and I think that then brings us to next up are the standings. This is where everybody stands. DSQ Esports, that franchise, man, oh man, oh man, they just will not go away. They refuse to go away. DSQ Esports rocking the top of the standings, followed by my franchise, Dynasty, rocking it in second place. But look how close that is. 31 wins to DSQ, 30 to Dynasty. Tied with Critical Force, also 30, separated only by goal difference at this stage. XP at 27, Shadow at 26, Bro Community at 26. Those top 6 are really, really close. And that is going to become even more important as we hit the halfway stage in week 5. So, adding or subtracting from those standings are going to be tonight's games. And we have struggled to get we have not had a master tier series on the stream yet. And it's like they say about the buses, you wait forever for one and then 2 come along at once. We have 2 master tier series coming tonight, bracketing our schedule. At the top, Shadow Abyss versus DSQ Merim. And then at the end, the Dynasty Kings versus Unitox and Goonie. And then sandwiched in the middle, it's series number 2 in Elite are Shadow Darkness and Fork Templar Centurions. And then our rival tier is Brolific and the XP Climbers. So that's what we're bringing you tonight. And I think we are ready to get in on the action. Casting the first 2 series sees the return of Rhino and last week's hosts, this week's caster, the Bromeo.
Hey, how's it going, GB? Happy to be here in this little window over here. This is actually a lot more comfortable than being in the center one, but happy to be here. Happy to see some Rocket League. Let's get this going.
Yeah, and I'm a little breathless from running through everything that's going on now. But Rhino, we welcome you back after your 2-week hiatus, and I know you're battling a bit of a cold, but here you are to shine a light on the best we have to offer.
If there was any reason for me to get back on the horse from being out for a couple of weeks, it's gonna be right here in RSC SSA. Super excited for some action tonight, and of course, casting alongside one of the guys who is a star in the SSA scene, of course, Bromeo as well, and alongside yourself, Greybeard. It's a pleasure to be here. Very much looking forward to this one.
Well, gentlemen, you have a master tier series to take care of out the gate. Shadow versus DSQ. Shadow struggling a little bit in the standings, but gentlemen, I will hand it over to you to bring us in.
Man, I'm excited about this game. Finally, a master game. I know that myself and Vector were discussing this last week. He has been casting only up until Rival at this point. So, Vector, if you're watching, sucks to be you. But here we are. We get to see Shadow Abyss versus DSQ Meram Rhino.
Yes, you don't need to do my boy Vector like that, but it is quite funny. Yeah, we've got a real big game here in the context of both of these two teams' seasons, right? Meram currently undefeated, 2 wins and a draw, versus Abyss currently 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. They've tasted everything, Bromeo, so there's nothing left for them to find. That will be very interesting to see what happens, and you can see there Shadow Esports taking to the field, played 12, won 6, lost 6, a perfect 50%. And Bromeo, that is going to change tonight. Well, actually, it might not. We'll see.
We will see, but something that I've been really excited to see is Kexi coming in at 2100 CMV. He's one of those players who's so highly ranked. I thought he wouldn't get picked up, but here we are, pairing up with Wee Casper, Stingray, and Peanuts. And they haven't got the results yet, but we're only 3 games in, so they're still in the testing phase. We can see how it goes.
Absolutely. Still plenty of time left on the season. We're gonna have our mid-season tournament next week, so we are just warming up, Bromeo. The real heat is starting to come after next week. You start to think, are we playoffs? Are we in those spots? And at the moment, both of these teams are, but they've just got to maintain that. And of course, we can now present to you DSQ Meram, a fantastic team, undefeated, as I mentioned, led by Zeph, Gold Ninja, Jeff, and Arid. And I mean, you look at those stats in front of you, Bromeo, you're going to say that they're pretty impressive going through week 3.
Man, they've been doing really, really well, and I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but Zeph and Gold Ninja are actually part of Team Bird, who compete in the RLCS, and they had a stellar run last season. So that is an absolutely fantastic thing to see, that they're teaming up here for another season of RSC, and I love to see it. So there's definite chemistry between Zeph and Gold Ninja. Jeff is solid as always, and Arid as a captain brings the leadership. But they've definitely got a better win ratio than Abyss does, and that is going to count in their favor. But it is only 1 game difference. DSQ's only won 1 more game. So this gets to be our first master game of the season. It's the first one that we have put out on stream. So no pressure, Mr. Master Fellows. We're not going to judge you at all, given the fact that this is the first time.
No judgments here at all, but we are going to be getting into this game. It's DSQ Meram versus Shadow Esports Abyss, and it is live for you right here on the RSC SSA Twitch channel. Bromeo, we're into the action.
And here we go. The first couple of seconds of Master and Jeff taking it straight, beats 1, but immediately out. And this is starting off in the way that we thought it would. Absolute chaos. We see DSQ Meram in pink, Shadow in black, or in gray as you would see, and hits the crossbar there. And just like that, we are underway.
Yeah, Casper taking that one forwards nicely, but it's going to be picked up here by Jeff, moving down the field, looking for that ground pinch. Just won't be able to find it. It's Peanut who plays it back, and it's going to have to be cleared. And it is just about for the moment, but it's very hectic back and forth. DSQ maybe having the better of the possession at the moment, but that might change now as it's going to be cleared away there by Gold Ninja. Looking to play the 50, plays it nicely, and it will go over to Kexi. Tries to move it forwards, but at the moment it's still a stalemate.
Stalemate in the corner of DSQ currently. They're not out of the woods, but Jeff, possession mid, gives it away, and Zeph, very cool as a cucumber, plays it straight through the middle, tries to get the pass off to Gold Ninja. He gets the demo instead, passes it down the middle, but no cigar there as they reset it.
Yeah, it's going to be Kexi looking to move forwards. Cleared away by Zeph. Gold Ninja's up for this one. Can't play it forwards. Maybe a double. Just flies past. It's going to be Kexi now trying to get this one moving for Shadow. It's Casper, the captain, on the right-hand side, plays it in field near post, goes over. Ooh. And that was a real chance for Shadow that does go begging. Chance for a counter-attack for DSQ. Jeff doesn't have the boost to keep up with it, and it's Peanut to send it over to the side. But the first real chance for either side. But hang on a moment, there's another one. It's a great save from Kexi to keep the scoreline level. 1-1 on big chances, Bromeo.
Wow, this has been absolutely mental so far, and I'm glad we spoke about this being the first game of Master, because it feels like nobody's taken a breath the entire time. Jeff putting it off to the corner, but wow, that could have been dangerous. And now still not out of the woods yet. DSQ just want to get it cleared, but Shadow are having none of it. Wee Casper taking possession in his half and trying to play it out, but this game is moving incredibly fast. I think no team wants to take any responsibility for what happens next. And here we go, quick save by Jeff though.
Yeah, it feels very much like anti-risk Rocket League right now. Just trying to play those 50s you know you're going to win, trying to sit back a little bit and then move forwards when you can, but always leaving that one man behind. But hang on a moment, no challenge, which means no party for Shadow. And DSQ get the first goal on the board.
This replay will show that Zeph played it straight down the middle, and unfortunately Abyss were not able to make that save, which means halfway through this game DSQ Merim are up 1-0.
They certainly are. As we get back into the action, 2 minutes 15 left on the clock, and Kexi gonna try and do it all himself. Gets past two, plays it off the backboard. It just needed to go maybe a bit flatter, and unfortunately that's not gonna be the case. Ball back in from Peanut, looks for the back post. Kexi can't read it. It's going to be cleared here by Zeph, but Shadow responding really well to going 1-0 down. Bromeo really trying to fight back.
Well, nobody will say anything from this game that both have not been throwing everything, hammer and tong, at this. Kexi going for the boost, rather trying to get this play back. Goes, ooh, I think he was trying to go for a psycho there.
I think that maybe that was the case. Not quite going to find it on this occasion, but maybe we'll see one before the end of the series. Chance for Gold Ninja off the ceiling. Jeff is in wait, and I think he takes it off his bonnet there as Kexi now tries to collect and get around the side. Not going to do so, but good clearance from Casper. Kexi tries to find the pass down, does get there, back post. Maybe there's a chance for Peanut. He hits the post. Oh my gosh. Bromeo. That should be the equalizer.
That was the chance. Now Jeff trying to get the double, can't quite get there, but this is end-to-end currently. Abyss with, wow, what a shot, but what a save there by Jeff. Things are flying at the moment, and to think this is only game one. Runner crossbar again, saved by the post. Shadow will not be denied when all of those shots have been inches away.
Oh, so close, and that's going to be part of the point with DSQ. Ooh. There's going to be a shot here from Zeph, and he threads the needle, bottom left-hand corner. Had, I think, 2 to beat, and found it very nicely. 40 seconds left. I think DSQ have won game 1, but Shadow will take a lot of positives from this game.
They'll take plenty of positives. Excuse me, but they will rue the lack of pressure on that last one. It did seem like a simple shot in, but it's very easy to say this when the ball is flying as fast as it is. But at the end of the day, DSQ are up 2-0 with 20 seconds left on the clock. Crazy things have happened, but it looks like DSQ have got themselves the dub on this first one. And I don't think there's too many things to take away other than the fact that it has been really close despite what the scoreline says.
Yeah, it has been really close, as it's going to be Peanut looking for one more for the side of Shadow. This one comes off the back, and maybe Casper tries to get the challenge. It's not quite going to happen. Ball on the ground. And your winners of game number 1, DSQ Merim. But as you said right there, Bromeo, it really feels like it's super tight between these two teams. I would not like to predict how this game is going to go. I believe DSQ won the prediction on the Twitch channel, but Bromeo, you're going to be sweating if you picked either of these teams because it's very tight.
It is tight indeed, but Zeph coming out as the game MVP. 2 goals, 2 shots, 100% right there. 2 saves, 0 assists because he's too busy on the end of those passes from Jeff. So this was an immaculate showing by Zeph. He finished every single thing that got put in front of him. And Shadow going to need to watch out for him going into this next series. I know Kexi is highly vaunted, so I am sure a reply is on the cards.
Yeah, I find it really interesting, actually, about those shots. Those shots are perfectly even between both sides, but Kexi only getting 1 when his teammates got 2 and 4 just concerns me a little bit. I would expect Kexi to be playing a little bit more of that attacking kind of player, a little bit more of that striker, that instinct when you get in front of goal and you find the top left or the top right. And he's not shown us that in game 1. I hope that comes out in game number 2.
I agree there. I saw him initiating a lot of the plays. He was definitely starting them off. Unfortunately, the cycle didn't complete, so he didn't get to finish them off. But maybe that's what we need to see. We need to see a little bit of continuity in the plays. We need to see some of those passes coming off. And we need to see a little less of the crossbar in game number 2.
Yeah, the woodwork starting to become an MVP for DSQ, I think, at times. But that's part of the game, right? Sometimes the woodwork's your best friend, sometimes it's your worst enemy. And right now, Shadow Esports, they're going to be wondering how much they need to pay a piece of wood to make it work in their favor, because I don't know if there's any money in the world that can make that happen for them.
Oh, they got saved a couple of times, but you cannot get that fortunate. That effort will be continued to be applied by Abyss, make no doubt about it. So I think coming into the second game, you will see much of the same. We just need more clinical efficiency from the Shadow team, and we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to take a little bit of a longer pause here, but that just allows us to break down game 1 even more. What Master Tier deserves, Bromeo, of course, because there is so much to talk about. And you know, I do want to give a little bit of as much credit as possible to DSQ for how they played in that game number 1. We don't actually have that long a break because we're getting right into game number 2 right here, Bromeo, as it's DSQ and Shadow. Shadow trying to bring this back to a level game, but it's going to be tough against this DSQ side.
It is going to be tough indeed, but remember, there are 4 games. This is not a best of 5. It is a 4 series. It's a 4-game series, excuse me there. And what that means is we play to 4. So whoever wins the most out of these is the winner. And it means that no matter what, we've still got 3 games to go. So 1 in the bag for DSQ. It means that 3 games are left. And Shadow can still pull this one out from now, but it needs to start as Shadow takes a shot in, hits the crossbar. But that is a very early signal of intent from Shadow Abyss.
Yeah, they've started really positively in game number 2, and there's a big challenge from Kexi. Backboard, it's saved by DSQ. He just didn't have the boost to follow that one in. Close from Shadow, but no cigar at the moment. Jeff going to look for this backboard shot. It will find its way out to Zeph, who doesn't actually have any boost to work with. Kexi takes it forwards. It's going to be Peanut now on the side, off the corner. Ball in, up in the air. Kexi's waiting somewhere back there. He's up first, and it's going to be cleared away by Zeph. But as you said there, it's going to be Kexi again, looking to go around the world off the crossbar. What a save from Jeff. Oh my goodness, DSQ defending with their lives early in game 2.
I saw the back pass and I was like, is that what we're doing? Is that what's happening? And luckily they got out of jail here and almost returned it. My gosh, but what a save there off the line. And now Abyss taking it out of the corner, trying to beat. And you're going to see a nice big shot from Daktaker. We've actually got to confirm which player this is. But
I'm pretty sure it's Peanut.
Peanut. There we go. It is Peanut. And I'm glad we got that clarity because they would have eaten at me for the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the sub almost from Shadow. It's Kexi, Casper, and then Stingray is not in the lobby. It is Peanut's jig to give him his full name. As this ball comes across, it's going to be Casper now trying to take it forwards, intercepted by Gold Ninja as Casper now down the right-hand side. Oh, that's a great strike from Kexi as it comes through, and it's going to go wide. And you'd have to say, Bromeo, from a completely, impartial standpoint, that Shadow Abyss, they've had more of game number 2. They have had the better chances. They've just not been able to put them away.
No, 100%. They have been controlling possession as we see Wee Casper put the shot in, and wow, what a read by Goal Ninja to make that save, because that was destined for the goal. And oh, we have a whiff there, but luckily Shadow's there, hits the goalpost this time, and now DSQ are ruining that goalpost because that was almost certainly in as well.
Yeah, it certainly was. It's going to be cleared away. Casper down that side. Gold Ninja intercepting. There is a chance here. Kexi gets there first, just about. The ball now played forwards by Zeph. It's going to be picked up by Peanuts as he tries to get this one clear. It's going to be Kexi to take it away, but now you can feel DSQ building in this game. You can feel the pressure starting to move towards the Shadow goal. This ball is cleared, but it will be picked up again by Zeph. But hang on a moment. Casper taking it forward, cleared by Jeff. Zeph trying to get a redirect, can't get too much on it. And it will be Kexi to bring this one back forwards for Shadow, just not the boost he wanted. DSQ going to try and camp in the Shadow half for the remainder of this game.
Certainly looks like it. This game has calmed down a little bit from the frenetics of game number one. Wee Casper with an almost insane redirect there, but Kexi's going to control from the back with a little bit of a fake here, puts it through into the corner. They're just going to recollect a little bit here, and I think both teams are happy just to play the possession stakes and not try anything too risky. Not a single goal has been scored this game so far, and that is on purpose. Nobody is taking any risks at this point.
Yeah, and it's kind of what we would expect to see. Oh my goodness, almost an own goal, but Zeph measures it perfectly. Now can the counter-attack spark? It's Kexi to try and defend. He does, expertly done by the Shadow Abyss defender, and now Jeff challenging Casper. There's a chance for Gold Ninja. It's going to be up in the air. Casper goes by, shot on target, goal! It's Jeff to get the goal for DSQ Meram.
I just want to see what happened here. That was an attempt by Wee Casper, which actually faked out the teammate, and that shot just came in out of the blue like a rocket into the top bins. So that was a goal, and 15 seconds from the end, I thought we were going to see some overtime, but It's not done yet. Shadow on the attack now, couldn't get the touch. Zeph expertly putting it down into the middle, and they're going to try and get another one in, but Daktaker, Peanuts Jig by his government name, has now taken it through, and that will end the game. DSQ have at the very least secured themselves a draw.
Yeah, not only have they secured themselves the draw, they've secured themselves undefeated status through week 4. 0 losses on the record. That will not change today. But will it be a draw? Will it be a win that follows? I mean, again, it feels like Shadow have been hard done by. They came out of the traps so quickly. And I mean, you kind of look at the boost consumption there. That is almost 1,000 difference, which is a huge amount. Shadow were faster. They looked like they had more of the chances. They definitely had more shots. It's just falling apart at that final moment.
And you just got to say, Peanuts had a fantastic game. He cleared some immaculate saves. And I do agree with you. I would think that Shadow would feel hard done by in game number 2, because for so much of that game, they were knocking on the DSQ door and they just needed a clinical finish. And luckily, DSQ was able to subdue that game into a rotational pattern until they could find a weakness in the Abyss armor, which they finally did exploit. So I was fully expecting that to go to overtime. Make no doubt about it. But it was another very good game by DSQ.
Yeah, it was. And as much as their defense was erratic at the start of the game, it was still effective. They were still clearing the ball. They were still making it difficult for Shadow. And I mean, find it difficult, they did. Shadow yet to find the key to unlock this defense. Will they find it in game number 3? Time is running out, Bromeo. Will it happen?
Time is indeed running out, but definitely not the attacking impetus of DSQ with an early shot on there. But Wee Casper now playing it up against the back. He's going to go for the double. Misses the double, but Peanuts was almost there to make sure it got in. Unfortunately, not being able to capitalize on that early shot. But now, as it's breaking up a little, Zeph is going to try his luck, put it up against the backboard, but Kexi makes no mistakes and clears it.
Yeah, it's going to be Kexi now trying to move forwards. Can't win that one over the top. Jeff trying to get out the way of that ball almost. Kexi will have this one. Does move it forwards, but Zeph is waiting. Now has the boost to move forwards off that. Oh, it's hit that top corner, which has just made it waterfall that little bit quicker. It's going to be cleared away. Gold Ninja, big demo. Jeff taking a shot. Casper has to scamper across his goal line and makes the save. More attacking impetus, as you mentioned, from DSQ at the start of this game number 3.
I fully agree there. Kexi starting to show a little bit of his flames, but very dangerously on his own side. And, shot coming through, and he couldn't get there. Zeph with an absolute clanger, making sure he didn't miss that one.
Yeah, absolute beauty on the half volley. Fires that one into the roof of the net. No saving that. You had to be in the right position, and sadly for Shadow, no one was. DSQ Merrim not making it look easy, but they are certainly able to find these victories, find these gaps that maybe you wouldn't expect them to be able to find. Shadow's defense has looked relatively solid, but it has to be solid for a full 5 minutes. You can't make a lapse when you're going against a team as quality as DSQ are, and at the moment they are finding those gaps. And maybe there's another one away by Kexi, and Casper gets involved. Jeff at the back post, will he find it? Looking for the pass instead to the back post, off the crossbar from Gold Ninja and away. Shadow defense just looking a little shaky.
Just a little shaky indeed, and I feel like this is coming down to just straight old pressure. DSQ are challenging every touch. They are not letting Abyss have any space whatsoever. I know that if Kexi has a remote amount of space, he'll do something crazy, but Peanuts coming out of absolutely nowhere and dribbling the whole team.
Yeah, great work from Peanuts. Goes low, gets the better of Gold Ninja, goes over 2 people in goal. You'd have thought one of them would have jumped for it, but turns out that is not the case. And Shadow Abyss, I said at the start of this game, are they going to find the key? They have located it and used it to good perfection, as it's now going to be cleared away. Peanuts looking for a second. He's got a little bit of momentum after that first goal. Ball into the middle. Chance for Casper. The cap's in. It's away by Zeph by the skin of his teeth, and the score remains 1-1 for the moment, but you wouldn't expect it to stay that way for long.
Make no mistakes, there haven't been that many shots on target, but when they get shot, they come in hot and they come in fast. Casper trying to play this in, decides to hand over, and now challenging all the way from the back, gets the reset, and he gets it in, and an insane goal for Zeph.
Just when Abyss was starting to claw their way back, the door gets shut by DSQ. 2-1 now, and that is wonderful from Zeph to get that goal, bullied his way over the line, and it's 2-1 with 2 minutes left on the clock. Still a lot of time for Shadow to come back here, and Kexi going to try and start that comeback now. No double touch found. Zeph with the clearance. It's now going to be a chance for Casper to try and get this clear. Gets past Jeff, but does not get past Gold Ninja, who puts it over to the side, cleared away. But back in by Jeff, off the ceiling, looking for the double. No dunk to be found. Good defense by Shadow, but Zeph trying to play the 50. It's going to be cleared away by Casper. No boost to speak of, but the ball will be played deep into DSQ territory. Cleared away by Jeff. And Bromeo DSQ just going to try and see this one out with 1.5 minutes on the clock.
I gotta say, every time Shadow Abyss does something cool, DSQ comes around and says, hold my beer, and then does something truly impressive. They have been playing out of their skins tonight, and they're just playing with such good synergy. And oh, there we go. DSQ are happy to let the ball slide in front of their goal, and it's incredibly nerve-wracking, but I trust they know what they're doing.
It's incredibly nerve-wracking, yeah, and we ain't even supporting DSQ. We're just watching. As the ball comes into the middle, there will be a chance here. It's away by Casper, and Zeph with a big challenge, and now this is where DSQ really start to put their foot over the throat of Shadow, keeping that ball in that half, but now they've escaped, as it's Zeph now down the side, gets past another one into the corner. DSQ, good ball to the back post, but Kexi, aware of his surroundings, knew there wasn't anyone there, and with 30 seconds, Shadow are only 1 goal away. Still time.
Still time indeed. 20 seconds now. Jeff in possession, taking it through. Didn't have the boost to see that one out though, but Abyss are going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat here as Wee Casper trying to take it through. Peanuts collects one, beats one. 5 seconds left. Shot coming in by Kexi. Oh, what a save and what a shot. I think that was it there. Oh, wow.
Hang on a moment. It's got to be confirmed, and there it is. Shadow Abyss shut down at the last moment by a brilliant defensive play from DSQ. And oh my goodness, I mean, the stats there aren't really even close. A big 10 shots for DSQ. They pretty much dominated this game, Bromeo, and it's not in the way that we expected to see from tonight. I thought Shadow, after those first 2 games, would be encouraged, would be able to make a game of it in game 3, and they did score. Peanut getting his name on the scoreboard, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh man, but that save. That save. I'm not over it yet because that shot by Kexi was coming in supersonic. So the fact that they saved a comeback of note, because that was the best that they could have achieved, was a draw. DSQ have now pulled themselves a victory, and now they will be aiming for the throats. They will be going for the sweep. And I am here for it, and I cannot wait to see what this 4th game has in store for us, because I don't think we've seen the last of Shadow. I think Shadow are going to finish off strong on this one, because they have been looking too dangerous tonight. Yes, DSQ have been impressive, but it has been close the entire way along. So as we are here, we get into game 4, and let's see what this has in store for us. Shot immediately, but saved by Kexi.
Yeah, and here comes the captain. It's Arid joining the server for DSQ, taking the place of Gold Ninja, as maybe Arid just wanting to get a bit of game time. We know that DSQ have won the game, well, won the series. It's just a matter of how many buy-ins. Zeph going to pump that one forwards. It's Casper over to the left-hand side. Bromeo, talk to me about this substitute. Do you agree with there? Oh my goodness, it was almost going to be a guaranteed yes if DSQ scored there, but for the moment, yeah, give me your thoughts.
Well, Arid is a deserving member on this team, and I just want to mention he was in chat just before this game kicked off, you know, just applying some mental buffs to his team, just making sure that he gets the chat on his side as well, and I'm sure that's very much true, but it is a very safe substitution at this point because they have got the game in the bag. So I expect Arid to play with a lot of freedom this game, given the fact that they've already secured the dub.
Yeah, let's see if that is the case. I mean, Shadow Abyss can also go a little bit off the leash, if you want to call it that. They can kind of just play for fun as well. We know that the score is locked in, but every game counts in the RSC, and that's something that is the same across all of our different regions leagues, and it is no different than SSA. Every single game matters. So if Shadow are able to get this game number 4, that will give them not a huge bonus, but it will give them a little bit more going into their playoff hopes for later in the season.
Yeah, and just to expand on that, what Rhino was mentioning is that your standings on the log are measured by how many games you've won, not how many series, but how many games. The series win only becomes important when you have got a tie and you're going head to head. So every win counts, every win matters. And that's why I'm sure that Abyss are not going to try stop and just leave it be, because this number 1 point could come back really useful later in the season.
Yeah, it definitely could. I'm pretty sure DSQ have got a 4-0 victory to their name so far this season. And if you're against that team and you've got a 3-1 against them, you're feeling pretty good. So it's very, very important that they try to play their best Rocket League here. That's a big demo coming out from Arid. As Jeff gets the chip, it's going to be, oh my goodness, what a save that is. Jeff trying again, backboard shot, goal! It's Arid! The new player, the captain of the side. He joins the server, and he has immediate impact.
Immediate impact Arid. That is impressive. Taking goal number 1 for DSQ and the lead in the game. And it's more than halfway so far. This has been a pretty tight contest. So there's plenty of opportunity for Shadow to come back. But what a good shot there by Arid to give himself a little bit of breathing room to silence the doubters. And honestly, it's been an all-round great performance from DSQ tonight.
Yeah, it really has. Ball off the backboard chance now. Good 50 by Peanuts as he now starts to move forwards. Does Casper. It's going to be over onto the side wall, and DSQ just in the right places at the right time. Great teamwork. As the ball moves forward, Zeph takes a shot, cleared away without too many problems by Peanuts. As now Kexi trying to get this one moving forwards. Hang on just a moment. Don't know whether it was an intended fake, but Peanut went by. It's still going to be Jeff now moving forwards. Chance for Zeph. Top right corner. Just going to hit the woodwork. Arid trying again. Wants to get on the scoreboard a second time. The ball will be cleared. And DSQ are looking to walk this one in for game number 4.
They are definitely looking confident, but that won't mean Shadow won't try and play it in. Jeff on the backboard, making sure nothing snuck in there. And now playing it out. But we Casper, one more opportunity to take it through. 50s with Jeff, lands in the mid. And now handing opportunity back to Abyss to try and make a play here. Shot coming through though, and oh, there we go. A goal by Jeff, but off a Shadow player.
Yeah, I don't know whether I want to give this as an own goal. I think the initial shot was on target. Yes, it probably was going to nestle into that bottom right-hand corner. But either way, not the way that they would have wanted to go out, Shadow. But it looks like this is the situation. 50 seconds left. As you said in game number 1, you know, we've seen crazier in Rocket League. There have been bigger comebacks, but as every second ticks by, I think it's just a second more that Shadow are kind of thinking, well, what's for dinner?
Yeah, that's fair. I got to agree with you there. Games 1, 2, and 3 were hotly contested. And I think this is the first game we've seen DSQ truly look comfortable. As a shot comes in here, hits the crossbar. That truly was an opportunity. And Shadow just can't seem to break the cusp of that net. And they might just do here. Kexi getting the goal, but with 10 seconds left, it's a bit of a tall order for the second.
Yeah, but not impossible. And hang on just a moment. Maybe they were listening to you, Bromeo. Maybe they were thinking, okay, we're going to show you something now. And here we go. 11 seconds left on the clock. Kickoff goal required, and the ball is moving in the right direction for Shadow. Hang on a moment. Casper faking that one out, going low, doesn't play the 50 well enough. And that might well just be that. Kexi trying to keep the ball up, bumps away his own teammate. And that will do it. DSQ Merrim sweep away Shadow Abyss. 4-0 in Master Tier.
Oh, that was immaculately played there. And truly well played by Jeff, coming out as the game MVP. And I'd be interested to see the series MVP, because I think they might be one and the same. That was truly well played by DSQ, but props to Shadow for keeping close the entire way.
Yeah, they were right there with them. Or I think the first game was a 2-0 win to DSQ, then the other two were 1-goal games. So super tight, but there you go, series MVP. You called it. And it is, of course, Jeff. 11 shots, 10 saves everywhere on the pitch. What a player.
What a machine. 10 saves in a series, and that doesn't even count the crossbars. That truly was the killer at the end, because they have players like Casper, like Kexi, playing these outrageous shots in. And I think out of this entire game, I'll remember that save that stopped the game. Was it the game 3 overtime? Because
game 3 overtime,
yeah, that was truly impressive.
No, game 2. Game 2. Yeah.
But you can see here the disparity showing quite a lot. 7 goals to 2, 35 shots to 26, and demos even in favor of DSQ, 12-7. So by and large, a very dominating performance, at least stats wise, from DSQ. But I want to hear Greybeard's take on this. I want to see what the man watching from the outside had to say about this game.
So first and foremost, I'm think I've had it pretty much up to here with these DSQ people. Hey, they just don't know how to stop. But I got a shout out, and there he was, the series MVP. Is this guy going through a purple patch or what? Jeff is a high school champion from last week's LAN, and also making history in being not only but the first time we've seen a high school champion make the grand final of the champions grand final. So he was in 2 grand finals last week, and absolutely the series performer there. But he is on an absolute tear, and I can't wait to see how far this guy can go. And this is a solid and proper performance from DSQ and Rhino. Teams get into a habit of winning, and it's frustrating because you highlighted them being close, but they won all those close games.
They did. And I mean, DSQ, I believe right now, the winningest franchise at the moment in RSC SSA, which, yeah, I just have to raise that because it's just an impressive stat. But I mean, yeah, you've got to give them credit for having that ice. And I think you're right. I think it is a mentality thing. As they get towards the end of those kinds of games, they believe in their own teammates, not to take it to OT, not to go that extra distance, but to actually be able to score that goal and get the victory in regulation. And it's so impressive. And even when they go one goal down or they lose a goal, they immediately come back, they immediately rally, and they go, let's go again, let's get that goal back, let's keep winning.
Now, Rhino Bromeo is a proper outsider. You and I have a stake in all of this. We're in franchises. We're trying to compete, and this DSQ machine is a little annoying.
Truly so. They've been so good, but they've also been so hard to stop. And that draws a lot of hate, I'm sure. And, make no mistake, they've got plenty of haters just for how good they are.
All right. Well, I am going to have a quick interview with Arid, the captain of Merim. And Rhino Bromeo, we'll see you back in a short while for our second series. But in the meantime, I get to have a chat with Arid. As soon as he's there, and I think we got him. There he is. Hello, Arid.
Hello.
So this is pretty cool for me because I think I've known you and known of you for probably 2 or 3 years now, but this is the first live conversation and certainly the first time I'm seeing you. So good stuff. Thanks for being here.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
So Arid, first question: How come you only played one game? You're the captain, coming in for the last game. What's up?
So I think for me personally, I'm in boarding, so the boarding Wi-Fi was not treating me well.
Oh man!
It was giving me 190 ping.
So,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not the greatest. But also, I'm not. I would like to have like the strongest team there. You know, Gold Ninja and Zeph have been together for a while. Jeff, as you saw, literally peaking in the Comic-Con VS LAN. So it's good to have a good solid base, and then at the end, the sub can sub in and play.
So tell me why this team is so good right now. I mean, you've mentioned Gold Ninja, you've mentioned Zeph and Jeff, and then there's of course yourself. But is there something outside of just individual? Because individually they're great, but that's not always. You can see teams with 3 great players, but they just can't get it together. These are good players who are getting it together.
Yeah, well, I think Flosi and I and the rest of the DSQ boys did quite a good job in scouting for these players. We really looked at them and looked who they play well with and who they don't. And then also just, I would say the focus on team morale. We have a check-in with them every day, focus on how they're doing. Is everything okay for them? Are they still happy with the team? And yeah, so it's nice to create a nice positive environment.
Are there any franchises in the master tier of any franchises that concern you, or are you guys feeling like you can take down any opposition in front of you?
I feel like we can take down any opposition in front of us, but Dynasty is pretty strong at the moment. As you know, we're competing with them. And so I'm a bit nervous for that, but I think we should still get the job done.
Arid, fabulous performance. 4-0 sweeps have not been very common this season. And you've certainly done wonders to further the daylight between DSQ and other franchises. So congratulations and keep it up.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you, man.
Right.
Wow. So yeah, there you go. That was Arid, and I like what he had to say, Bromeo, in terms of their attention to everyone, the franchise as a whole doing well.
I appreciated his comments about player management, how he was willing to take a back seat and put the best team forward. Means they took this game seriously, and as a franchise, they take their team seriously. And those are great comments coming out of him. And I hate DSQ slightly less.
I love, isn't that it's such a real thing that when you finally get to meet people that you compete against or you dislike in game. I had that at VS last weekend. There were so many people I met that I know from lobbies where I've gone, man, I hate that guy, or I don't like him, and then you meet them and like, this is a 17-year-old, well put together person. I think I need to readjust my mental approach here. And so Rhino, it's really good to see the personalities behind the in-game name.
It's fantastic. I think interviews for this kind of thing are really important for everyone getting an idea of who is on the other side of the screen. Sometimes that is such a difficult concept to grasp for a lot of people, is that there is another person who is actually playing the game against you, and you're kind of like, what you say, what you do is going to affect that person. So it's cool to see that these are real guys just trying to make it in Rocket League. And fair play to Arid. He looks so good, and he gave such a great interview. And I'm sure there are a lot of very, as Bromeo said, a couple of just slightly less hating on DSQ after that now.
Let's get into our second series of the night. The Master Tier game is done. So Bromeo and Rhino, you guys are going to take over now for our Elite Tier. The Darkness versus the Centurion.
Well, I had the rub of it on the Master Tier, so I'm going to hand this one to you, Rhino. How we doing?
Well, I mean, Shadow, we may be changing tier, but we are not changing franchise. Shadow Darkness taking on this time 4 Templar Centurions, a huge game once again. Centurions right at the foot of the table. 0 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. Shadow Darkness just clinging on to those playoff spots in sixth right now, as equal to their Master Tier, 1-1-1. So Bromeo, Shadow are going to be coming in looking at this one as a win that they expect to take. You can see right there the roster, and exactly 50% once again. You love to see it.
Well, yeah, this is an interesting one, because although there's a massive separation on placements of the table with Darkness in 6th and Centurions in 10th, there's only 1 game difference. And Darkness have won 6 of their games, and Centurion have won 2. But series-wise, there is only 1 win different. So, look, Shadow are going to come out as favorites in this one, regardless of what we say here right now, with players like Varate, Lonely J, Quaster, and the Deadly Dom. They're playing a good game at the moment, and they've got the results to speak of it. Sure, not unbeaten, but definitely not at the bottom. So they are looking dangerous, and the smart money would be on this Darkness team. But that's not to say anything can happen. It's only been 3 games in.
Absolutely. And I think that's the biggest thing about something like RSC on a weekly tournament, is anything is possible. Absolutely anything can happen. And this team on your screen right now could absolutely cause the upset. You don't know what they've been doing off stream. You don't know what's been happening behind the scenes. H, Daniel, Splashy, and Chip could have been working incredibly hard this week just to come out on stream and absolutely take the world by storm. And I, for one, Bromeo, would be here for it.
I would be here for it. Yeah, just a little bit of background. Chip, their captain, is the premier yapsmith in the general chat of RSC. So make no mistake, if they win tonight, you will hear about it. I think he's the only person above me with regards to XP on chatting in the entire thing. So he will make sure that everybody knows how they toppled them tonight. So for that reason, I'm going to be backing Centurion for this win. But make no mistake, I think Centurion are going to fancy their chances, but they also know that they're in for a tough one.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have the results in from the Twitch prediction. It is 87% in favor of Shadow Darkness. We said they would be favorites. Chat seems to agree. Bromeo, do you 87% to 13%, my apologies. Do you think it's that heavily weighted? I personally don't think so.
Well, some of my points are in that 87%.
Okay,
But,
maybe you do.
Enough of that. Enough of that. It is time for some Rocket League now. We are in for our game number 2 of the evening. This is Shadow Darkness versus the Fort Templar Centurions, and I am so excited for this game.
Me too. We will be getting in very, very shortly indeed. Get ready. Strap yourselves in for some elite tier action. It's Shadow versus Fort Templar. 5 minutes of Rocket League kicks off right now.
Straight off the bat, Varate scores a goal, and we're going to have to watch this again in slow-mo to see exactly what happened. They couldn't get the ceiling clear quite there, and Varate's like, thank you. I will score this goal right now.
You know, I really thought after casting a Varade game in week 1 that I would never have to speak Afrikaans again, but it turns out I was wrong, as it's now going to be moving forwards. It's a Voxy trying to get this one. Hang on a moment. Down inside, there's going to be a response. It's going to be immediate. Splashy gets the goal for Fort Templar Centurions, and by goodness do we have a game.
We have a game indeed. 19 seconds gone, 2 goals, 1 goal apiece. And this is Rocket League action at its finest. Shadow Darkness thinking they had a good one. Centurions are like, hold my beer.
Yeah, it's going to be Dan going low. Avoxy trying to clear that one away. Dan off the sidewalk. Will be cleared there, you would expect. And will indeed find its way to Avoxy. Back in, back forward. As it's going to be Vare trying to get this one moving, but it's Dan now moving to the left-hand side. Hang on a moment. Avoxy's picked his pocket. It's off the crossbar and cleared away. Fort Templar's defense maybe a little bit jittery, a little bit not sure of itself. As now there's going to be a goal for Avoxy. And that right there is not a caster curse. It's a caster blessing.
That is a caster buff. Varate pushing the shot in past immaculately and finished off by Legal Avoxy, and that is going to be on a highlights reel in some Discord channel, make no mistake.
I would hope so. It deserves to be. It's going to be Avoxy over to the right-hand side, finds his captain Varade, who tries now to try and get this one inside. Cleared away by H for the moment, and is it Quester? Apologies? Quester. Okay, we'll work with that as the ball now moving forwards as it clears away from Splashy. Avoxy, big interception, big chance for Quester! And it's a good thing I learned his name, because he's on the board.
Man, the timing of that was beautiful, and Quester just making sure that he could thread it between the two players, and that's all he needed. And this has been a fantastic start by Shadow Darkness, leading 3-1 practically after a minute. This could be a little bit dicey. Centurions need to put a stop to this flow right now and return one, because otherwise it's going to be a long evening.
I feel like, Bromeo, that this may be one of those games that the Elders spoke about, which wasn't caster cursed, it was caster buffed. Everything we say appears to just happen. This is a 1 in a million phenomenon. As we start moving forwards now, it's going to be Vare trying to put some pressure on the Fort Templar backline off the ceiling. Chance for Evoxy to follow through. Catches nicely, flicks up. It's going to be over and it should be cleared away, but isn't. Barre takes a shot, but it will be cleared by Fort Templar once again.
I thought that was destined for the goal, but Darkness are playing with supreme confidence right now, and you can just see in the patience of their play, leaving it for their teammates. Their communications are on point. And now, playing it straight across, Evoxy, going for the corner boost rather, reads the play and goes for the bump, and they're just keeping things so tight. They're maintaining possession, although cleared by Centurions. We're going to see another clear from Evoxy, keeping the pressure piled on, and Varate now putting the shot through to the middle. RL Dan not being able to get the touch. They're almost in, and now a little bit of space. Dan playing it into the corner. He's going to try and get the pass off. And just like that, Legal Evoxy bumps off his own line. Fantastic defense. Not out of the jumps there. Oh my gosh, what a clear.
How are Fort Templar not forcing this ball over the line? And it goes back the other end, and it's Varde to score. Oh no, this is just a comedy of errors. It's a flick up from Varade, and the bump comes through on the line as well, which is picture perfect. Shadow Darkness taking advantage of a quick counter-attack, and you've just got to feel so much for the Centurions right now. They've tried so many things, they've thrown so many things against the wall, and nothing has stuck yet.
Unfortunately, Darkness have chosen in game one to apply psychic damage, because this is looking rather ominous for the Centurions outfit. But once again, Dan taking possession in the corner, but Quaster strips him of possession. They played it through to Evoxy. Evoxy plays it against the backboard. Shot almost coming through. And just like that, heaps of pressure. Demo coming in there on Dan by Varate. And you can just see that Darkness are playing, you know, to cut this game off now. They want to do as much damage as possible to make the next 3 games easier.
Yeah, absolutely. This ball over to the right-hand side. It's Evoxy now off the backboard. Varade plays it forwards. A big bump coming through from Evoxy. As Dan gets another one. Quaster trying to chase back. H doesn't have a lot of boost to work with. Does enough near post. Evoxy first to react. As now it's going to be Splashy. Left-hand side. Looking for a pass. Looking for a play. Varade with a big demo onto Dan. But it will be irrelevant at the end of the day. 50 seconds left. Shadow Darkness. Well, they have absolutely taken Fort Templar to task in this game, number 1, and maybe more. What a save on the line by H. It does only keep the scoreline at 4-1, but that is the kind of thing that's going to build your momentum moving forwards, Bromeo.
Well, they've stopped the bleed, but they haven't stopped the assault. It is still ongoing. Wave after wave of Darkness, just applying constant pressure upon the Centurion line. As a very rare foray into the Darkness backboard. Varate plays one off Legal Evoxy in a very creative way to play with your teammate there. And now 4 seconds left. We're going to see if Centurions can get one back off the backboard. And now going to bounce down. We're going to think they're going to put it there, and they do. And a very convincing display from Shadow Esports in game 1.
Yeah, you said it there. Convincing. After that first goal went in, it was really, really difficult, challenging for Fort Templar to get back into it. And the stats right there show it. It's just Black pushed over to the right-hand side other than saves. And actually demos, surprisingly. Fort Templar playing more aggressive. But at the end of the day, that did not make too much of a difference as Shadow dominate goals, assists, and shots. It's clear at the moment that they are the team that came in here with a more positive mindset, a more attacking mindset than Fort Templar.
Well, it also appears Shadow clearing Fort Templar by over 1,000 boost in that game. That's 10 big pads collected by the team, and that just shows how much possession was enjoyed by Shadow. So the big takeaway from this is that Centurions need to be more aggressive, not necessarily with their bumps, but just with their field control. They need to start nabbing those mid boosts to starve this very good Shadow outfit from being so close to their goal the entire time.
Yeah, they really do. But you also need to remember that one of the Shadow goals came off the back of a counter-attack, right? Fort Templar were knocking on the door. They were trying to force it over the line, and they got counter-attacks. Shadow moved through the phases, through the thirds, and it was a wonderful bump on the goal line that caused the goal, no doubt about that. But you've got to make sure that you do both, right? You've got to get that attacking pressure, but when you do, you've got to make sure that it doesn't turn into a counter-attack goal, and that is where their problem lies right now. Let's see if they can solve it in game number 2.
Well, we're going to hope more from Centurions this game as they start applying early pressure off the kickoff. Now, played across, but almost getting the touch there, but Quaster with some aerial acrobatics to get that clear. And Centurions are going to need to take advantage of this early pressure, but as I say that, played straight back. Varate trying to snipe one in. Quaster trying to snipe one in. And back-to-back stuff right now. They're not taking any prisoners, either team, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely. Back and forth. Play it in each of the team's goal mouths, it seems, as the ball played over the top. Quaster looking for the demo. H just waits him out, waits for him to commit, and then goes. Great work as Dan now has a chance here, going for the demo. Big aggressive plays from both Shadow and Fort Templar to try and get this first goal, and maybe, oh my goodness, so close to the opener from Fort Templar after a miss from Shadow. But in the end, there was a second man waiting, and now Varade moving towards it off the ceiling. Chance. Oh my goodness, Quaster off the crossbar. Both teams have a reason to believe they should be 1-0 up.
This has been end-to-end stuff, and there we go. Legal of Oxy feeding off a challenge in the corner, and I'm sure we'll see a better angle now. Plays it, pinches it into the net. That is deeply unfortunate, but play it in the corner and you'll find out. Darkness are up, 1 goal.
A thing of beauty from Evoxy, that one. Challenge everything, and eventually one will go in. Barade down the left-hand side, now trying to find the pass in. It's going to be over the top, cleared away by Fort Templar for the moment. But once again, this is what we were talking about between games, where you just have to try and break this press, break the Shadow aggression. So difficult to do, and maybe finally H can do it, but no, there's 2 Shadow players on the scene to try and make sure this ball does not cross the halfway line, and a demo all but confirms it. Ball back inside, gonna be a chance for Quaster, takes the shot. Oh! Dan gets across in time. Fort Templar still alive.
I'm losing count of how many times I've seen Dan get demoed this game. Great bump there by Legal of Oxy, but H back in time to make that save, and Quaster not letting it loose yet. Evoxy there with the demo, and oh, what a goal! And we're going to have to watch a replay again to see how this one happened, but it just seemed sheer pressure coming here, and there we go, a backflip by Evoxy, ensuring that they increase this already formidable lead, and Darkness are stamping their control on game number 2.
Yeah, I don't think any of the Fort Templar defenders would have expected Evoxy to make that back heel play. But it was expertly done, and now with daylight between them, Fort Templar must build again, must build confidence, must build momentum, must build their way back into the game, and maybe they're going to do it right now, and it's going to be H to drop the ball down into the Shadow goal. They only scored 1 goal in game number 1. Will they do better than that in game number 2? They are already equal to it.
Well, that lightning response, hitting hard, hitting fast, not allowing the Darkness defense to settle, and catching them straight off a pass down the middle is how it's the best response possible, honestly. So we need to see more of that splashy playing into the corner, but Varade reading it pretty damn well. And Centurions starting to apply a little bit of possession pressure, as we see it in the Darkness side, but speak a little soon because Quaster was looking dangerous on that counter.
Yeah, as always, Shadow looked very, very dangerous on the counter as ball comes in from H again, off the top, and Quaster will have time. Plays a little bit of boom ball, which Dan is able to collect. Now trying to make it difficult for Evoxy. H comes in, off the corner, cleared away by Varade, and it's now down to Shadow to try and take the sting out of this game by getting another goal. Oh, Evoxy So close. Third man push from Varade could cause problems. Quaster trying to keep the pressure on. Varade came from downtown there, Bromeo. And unfortunately just had the ball taken off his bonnet. Otherwise, that would have feels like it would have been a goal for the captain.
Oh, that truly feels like
Oh,
it.
he's going to get one anyway.
Vare gets it, and honestly, I felt that was an open net miss. It could have just been a pass to the backboard by Quaster to set up Vare for another goal. And I'm going to prefer to call Quaster selfless here. He wasn't going for the shot. He was going for the setup.
Give the benefit of the doubt to the players until you can't. I think that's the most important thing as the ball comes off the backboard. Quaster off the backboard again. Look at him being selfless once more as the ball clears this time away by Fort Templar, but it's right back in from Evoxy. Oh my goodness, Evoxy! The read off that waterfall is absolutely ridiculous.
It was legal of Oxy. He scored an absolute clanger in game number 1, and that read over there, his highlights reel is growing by the minute, it seems. So now, Darkness up 4 goals to 1, and this is turning into a bit of an exhibition match with Quaster taking possession, hands it off to Varate. He's going to try and get the redirect. He does. Not on target, couldn't get the touch, and H gets the clear.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this movie before somewhere. Not sure where, as it's now going to be Evoxy on the left. Quaster waiting in the middle, plays the 50. Nice work from H, going to move it forwards. Now trying to get the pass across, but Varade will deny it. And it's cleared away by Quaster again, looking for the shot at the near post. Just not quite going to get the angle, but with 30 seconds left, it is a big uphill climb, and maybe there's one more goal for Evoxy. Oh my goodness, Varade tried to steal it right at the last moment, but Evoxy hit it with just enough power to evade his captain. And that is game number 2, done and dusted.
It seems that way, and I saw a little stat in the corner before it faded away, but I think that was Evoxy's 4th goal of the game.
Wow.
And truly impressive. Vare trying to get another little redirect, and there we go. Quaster adding his name to the stats. And that's so difficult to defend. Off the ceiling, dropped straight down, right to Quaster or Evoxy. If Evoxy had just turned around, did one of those back heel shots, he could have had another one too. But they are playing so aggressively, but to the point, efficiently. They are getting the ball into the back of the net.
Oh, and they might be again, maybe looking for that Brazil. They do not want to just go down 6-1. It might be there, and everybody get your sunglasses on, get your bags packed. It's an all expenses paid RSC SSA trip to South America. Brazil, here we come.
Oh, I heard Sao Paulo's great this time of year, but honestly, very well played by Darkness. They have just been exploiting every single gap they find, and still, credit to Centurions, they're not giving up here. They're going to try and score one back because they don't want to leave it on a Brazil.
Of course not.
But Darkness very happy to put that one to the floor.
Yeah, Darkness, they getting a Brazil on stream is always something that is you always feel good about it if you're the team on the winning side. It's real rough if you're Fort Templar right now. There's no doubt about that. But shout out Evoxy. 5 goals, 7 shots, even doing some defensive work, 2 saves, and an 874 scoreline. That is absolutely ridiculous, and one of the performances of the season from the elite tier, I have no doubt.
Man is definitely padding his stats for the leaderboards. I'd be interested to see what it looks like, but at the end of this, I am sure that he is a contender for the top of that leaderboard. Sorry, I got distracted by those wonderful aviators that you were wearing. Are you packed? Are you ready for Brazil?
We're in Brazil, baby. I look out my window. It's grey outside. I don't care. We're sitting on a beach drinking a cocktail. This is great. I'm having a wonderful time.
Man is having a blast. The only people not having a blast right now are Fort Templar Centurions, who are down 2 games now. They're gonna need to. Is it 2 games or 3 right now? Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's
2. So at the very least, Darkness have secured themselves a draw, and Centurions have a lot to fight for right now if they don't want this to go downhill. But We are in game number 3, and Centurions are off with a demo.
Yeah. And why not? Get aggressive, try and get into them, and that's another fantastic demo. Fort Templar Centurions are clearly maybe taking that Brazil to heart a little bit. Gonna try and get some revenge as the demos come through thick and fast. As now Splashy does get around one, does very well to get down the right-hand side, looks for the ball in, ball off the corner. It will be dealt with there by Quaster as H goes by. Varade will take a chance here. It's going to be left for Evoxy, the 5-goal man. Oh, that's a wonderful touch from Varade, but it's read by H and cleared away by Fort Templar. But this teamwork from Shadow Darkness continues to astound.
Honestly, that play was cocky, and I'm here for it. They played the pass up to the ceiling, player waiting on their own, on the backboard to make the shot down. They are playing like they've won already, and maybe that's what you've got to do in this sort of situation. Oh no, but saved by H. And you know, just carrying on that is like, I think that this Darkness team is playing with the sort of confidence that they've won already.
No.
Oh, off the crossbar again.
Fort Templar cannot just have a moment's peace. And Evoxy takes that shot into the middle of the net. Fort Templar trying to clear their lines, trying to get the ball away, trying their hardest to get this ball out of their half. And continuously, they are battered away by Shadow Esports, and it's a goal on the board. It's taken over a minute for us to get there, but at the same time, Fort Templar, yeah, it's going to feel like it's been quite a long night, and unfortunately, if we're only just over halfway through, they are going to need to find a way out of this hole that they find themselves in, and it will not be by conceding again, but it's a good save on this occasion.
Well, we hope that they can avoid that pit that was that last goal, because honestly, that goal felt inevitable. They were just shooting, and shooting some more until eventually it went in. And now Evoxy in the air once more. He's going to play it up against the backboard, but very, very good clear there by Splashy, making sure it doesn't go in this time. But still, pressure remains. H with the clear.
Yeah, I love the positioning right now that the Shadow Darkness players are taking. They are doing such a good job of staying in formation, staying with a third man, which is Evoxy, who doesn't have a lot of boost, but does enough to put the attack off. And now, was that an attempted musty flick? What a pinch that is. All of the mechanics are coming out from the Shadow Darkness side right now. Fort Templar Centurions being forced to watch as the ball goes pinging around the arena. And now into the back of their net. It's Evoxy again. Second goal of the game. And Evoxy, I don't really understand what he had for breakfast this morning, but I want the recipe.
Oh, man, it looks scrumptious indeed as he put that top bins. And the amount of power he got from that little flick was immense. And I don't know, maybe he's just got the buff today. Pass it off to Varate. Tries to put it out into the center. Varate again. Legal Evoxy this time. Passing it off to Splashy. And Splashy now trying to make something of this, but Quaster making sure on backboard they are safe. And Centurion's not looking that imposing on attack just yet, but I have said worse and I have been punished for less as H plays it down the middle, and there we go. RL Dan with the response, passed to perfection, and Centurions have their goal.
And you're right, they have their goal. It is something they have been able to find in both of the other games to this point, and they have been able to find it in Game 3 as well. But pushing past that first goal has been a challenge for them, as now it's going to be Quaster off the left, has a chance, cleared away by Splashy, and now the counter-attack begins for Fort Templar. What a win that was. Chance now for Dan! And I said they'd find it difficult. They have found it difficult, but finally, they have found a goal to bring them back level 2-2.
Well, there we go. RL Dan with the brace in a very short period of time, and Centurions are level peggings again with Shadow Darkness. And truly, it is long overdue, because they need to start applying some scoreboard pressure, and that is just the way to do it. And H putting it up against the backboard, couldn't get the shot there, but Splashy gonna try and turn on this one. Pressured by Evoxy. Now Quaster putting it into the corner. And Darkness deciding not to attack on that one, but rather reset to mid, which is an interesting tactical choice to say the least. But keeping the pressure on, not allowing the clear has been fantastic as Vare passes it down. Legal Voxy going to take the slow shots, trying to fake them one out, but puts it into the corner. Voxy again passing down. Quaster gets the shot in, and honestly, this is a workshop on how to dismantle a defense.
Yeah, it really is. H going up, trying to get something, just can't find it, comes up empty. And it's a wonderful finish by Shadow Darkness to retake the lead. Still a minute on the clock to find one goal. That is plenty of time, but we've said it before, time is still against them in the sense that it is just 60 seconds. That is now reduced to 50, and it could be even worse. It's a Voxy. 4-2 to Shadow Darkness, and they have now started running away with game number 3. They want to confirm their series victory right here and right now.
Voxy with another hat trick, and he is making it look so easy every time. Darkness into the Centurion half, they leave with a goal. And I really enjoy the way that they're comfortable playing it back and setting up and making sure that they have what they need to get the job done, whether it's boost or positioning. Is Legal Voxy trying to play it off the back and go for the clip, but not quite there. Shot coming in, but H collecting. He's going to chase it, try and put it through, but Varate with the 50, not out of trouble yet. And now, finally, a clear and straight back into the Centurion half.
Yeah, you raised a really good point about the fact that they're able to go backwards to go forwards, essentially, which is something that we see a lot in One's Rocket League. And oh my goodness, there might be one final. Oh, it's saved by his teammate as that ball finds the floor, and it will be Shadow Darkness 4-2 victors in game number 3. They win the series, but will they win it in a sweep, or will Fort Templar be able to win a game at the end? We'll find out soon enough. But the point I was trying to make, Bromeo, is that Shadow do go backwards to go forwards. They gather their resources and they do a very kind of calculated attack, which, as I mentioned, you see a lot in 1v1s where you have to go back, you have to find some boost, and you try and go coast to coast. But to see it take place in a threes game is really, really interesting and incredibly effective.
The amount of communication that it takes to for that to take place in its own is impressive. So one takeaway I've got from this game is the level of comms that Shadow is, applying on this game is truly impressive. And all of their goals have looked methodical and inevitable because they've applied the requisite amount of pressure. They've put the ball where it needs to be, and then somebody just needs to shoot it at goal because they've eliminated the defense. And I'm sure anybody would be able to watch this game back and take some good notes on how to effectively dismantle a defense, because Centurions have not been doing too much wrong. I don't want to heap pressure on them, because honestly, Shadow has just been good tonight.
And I think sometimes you've just got to tip your hat and say that they are playing the better Rocket League. They are playing right now as a team that little bit of a level above, and it's going to be Dom subbing in here as this ball moves to the far side, and it's Bavare, the captain. So Shadow Darkness doing what we saw DSQ do in the first series of the night, where they're just maybe taking that little bit of a liberty, maybe taking this as a free hit game, so to speak. And we'll see if it works out for them. But the substitute coming through, and now there's a chance for Fort Templar, and they take the lead. H with a wonderful finish.
H has been leading from the front the whole evening, and very glad to see him come away with a goal there with a very well-constructed flick. Simple, effective, gets the job done, and Centurions are now first up on the scoreboard, and hopefully for the game, because, they haven't won, this series, but they can still win hearts and minds and possibly take away a point from this.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be Quaster now moving forwards. Dom has a chance. It's ball on the floor. Splashy over to the left-hand side. Now going to try and find the pass in. It's over to the backboard, and hang on a moment. Ball back across. Good team play but it's not going to work for Fort Templar just at this moment, as it's going to be Splashy now moving forwards over the top of Quace, tries to play the 50 with Dom. It's awkward, and all of a sudden, all of the good play that we saw Shadow Darkness do in those first 3 games, well, it's being a little bit undone in the sense that Fort Templar are very much in the driver's seat of this game number 4.
Oh, H being forced to abandon that delicious corner boost in favor of trying to make the save, and ultimately stolen by a Darkness player. But quick on the counter, they can take the shot off. H can't get it in, hits a little bit high. And Darkness saved once again, just simply not being able to get it. And almost there, Voxy rotating a little bit wide there. Quaster putting it into the corner very methodically, very slowly, making sure that they've got the possession, they've got the placements, but this is a runaway goal, and H gets his brace.
Yeah, H getting 2 goals on the game, and that one is a pretty much freebie. Voxy not able to get back in time, and you start to wonder, maybe Varade has a bit of a quarterback essence in the game, where he's dictating the play, always knows where his teammates are, and kind of playing that kind of sitting a little bit further back and being able to steady the ship. I don't see anyone right now on the Shadow Darkness side who's taken that role, and it is costing them right now. They are struggling to deal with the offense that Fort Templar is presenting, and their offense is also a little bit toothless at the moment. I've not seen too many, clear-cut opportunities for Shadow, at least, and Fort Templar, they're going to take massive momentum from what they're seeing in front of them right now.
No, 100%. I think it's interesting because H is playing so strong from the front, and they just need a little bit more effectiveness there as Legal of Voxy pulls one back. Fort Templar just need a little bit more from their second man, whoever that may be, just for all of the aggression and temper that H is showing. They need a finisher, and it's showing here tonight, but still, Centurions are up 2-1.
They certainly are. As Voxy goes by on that one, Dan's going to have a shot, but he goes by 2. It's going to be Quaster moving down the left-hand wall, now looking for the pass in field, met by Splashy. And now Dom off the backboard. This feels more like what we had from Shadow in the first 3 games, this absolute knowledge that they are going to keep the ball in your half and they are not going to leave until they score a goal. H going to try and rewrite that a little bit. Demo is played, but it's a nice move forwards from Quaster. Evoxy doesn't get there. Ball saved by Dom and cleared away by Evoxy. That defense a little bit struggling, but the offense still moving forwards for Shadow until the demo comes through. 1 minute and a half. If Fort Templar end up losing this game, I mean, I would be absolutely heartbroken.
They've been doing so much to keep this in reach. Quaster now putting it down, intercepting that, but if they can get the shot off now, there's pressure, but unfortunately that's going to be considered a missed one from Dan. That was a very good opportunity to play it off into the Darkness half, but now Shadow in possession once again, hand it off, and 50'd very well by Quaster. He's going to go for some aggression on the line, and there we go. Legal of Voxy making no mistake in putting that one in the back of the net.
Making no mistake, Evoxy has been an absolute sniper for the entirety of this series, and this game is no exception. Great finish as we go all tied up. Centurions must be looking around wondering how we've got here, because I don't think they've played a bad game of Rocket League at all. But hang on a moment, it's Dom. It's a great save at the bottom right hand corner, but Shadow still have possession, still have the ball round the side from Quaster. Ball dealt with for the moment, but Evoxy now coming back in off the backboard, hits the post, and it's Shadow who now look like the more likely to win this game if it is finished in regulation. But hang on a moment, Splashy might have something to say about it. Down the side, Dan tries to get there. It's cleared away once again as the ball in. Good save by Dom. And Fort Templar fighting tooth and nail just to try and get this game number 4, Bromeo. But Shadow are not having any of it.
Well, it looks like we might have an overtime here now. Shadow obviously missing Varate with the substitution of Deadly Dom, their substitute in this. And it's definitely a telling sign of how much of an impact Varate showed on the last 3 games, that the game that goes to overtime is the game that he's not in. And there we go. As we say, Varate substitute Deadly Dom puts the nail in the Centurion coffin, and there we have it. We have another sweep.
Yeah, he goes low, and it was predicted to go high, and that is a combination for disaster for Fort Templar, and it was Shadow Esports who managed to get that victory. And as you say, in sweep fashion as well, that will do very well for their playoff hopes later down the line. Fort Templar did not show us a bad look today. I am convinced by that, Bromeo. They did not look bad on the server. They unfortunately were just outmatched, I should say, by a team that had just incredible team play.
They were just so good tonight. Hats off to the Shadow Elite side. Darkness, Varate leading from the front. Captain Courageous, he was fantastic. And we're going to have a look at the series score here. The series MVP, covered in darkness himself, was Legal of Oxy, coming out with an incredible 11 goals.
Even more incredible than that, 16 shots, almost that's like 66% shooting percentage or something crazy. That is absolutely ludicrous.
Quick math.
But quick maths, absolutely. You can see it here though. I mean, Shadow 39 shots to 21, even on saves, quite surprisingly. But there you go again. The more aggressive team, which was Fort Templar, just did not have the aggression, the forward play that maybe they would have wanted. And that is a perfect example of why it's important to choose when you're going to demo someone. Irrelevant demos are rife in Rocket League. You can't just demo someone for demoing someone's sake. That is not going to work, and that right there in front of you shows it.
I think a more telling stat is that Shadow took double the amount of shots than Fort Templar, and just off 7% more field possession. And that is incredibly telling, is that they didn't even enjoy a huge amount of the possession. They just took a hell of a lot more shots and just simply outscored them. And 18 goals to 6, most of them coming off the bonnet of Legal of Voxy. And I'm going to be looking at the leaderboard at the end of this and checking out for his name. But we have Greybeard here with us now. And Greybeard, your thoughts on the game?
Well, firstly, it's a little frustrating when you have players with little respect for the fact that production has a schedule. And, when you're getting 7 1s and 6 whatevers, there's a lot of replays. That adds time. And then you throw an overtime here and there, and it just adds to it. But my goodness, our second sweep. Bromeo, sweeps have been rare this season, and we've had 2 bangers on stream tonight.
Well, week 4 is the week of the sweep. And honestly, the sweeps, there were some games that were a little bit of a blowout, like that Brazil. But other than that, large amount of them were close, very hard fought. And I don't think any of these teams should go away tonight feeling, that they were just, lesser than, because they were very close.
I'm starting to feel a little bit like I felt last week, having to come back and cast after being beaten, and all these empty sounding words of encouragement when you've just been hammered. All right, gentlemen, Rhino casts a Bromeo banger cast. Thank you for being here. You guys are now off, so you can kick back and do whatever you want. And Rhino, I hope we've helped you get over your cold. But if not, you can go back to nursing it. Rhino, Bromeo, thank you very much. And I'm going to go from here to interview the Varate whose name has come up many times over the first few weeks, and we are delighted to have him here. So, die waarheid is vryheid. Hello, Veit. How are you?
I'm good in you, Greybeard.
So it seems like to me you've come out of nowhere a little bit, but suddenly we're hearing your names. I don't know if you've suddenly got on the Rocket League grind and you're getting better, or if it's just because you're competing in something that's more public. But how long have you been involved with Rocket League?
Yeah, so basically I started when the game went free to play, but I've been around. This is just like you've said. The first time I've actually, there's an RSC, I realized I can play in it. Like, previously I thought it was going to be too complicated to register and I didn't want to, but no, I've been here and this is just the first time actually playing RSC, so this is very fun.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a delight watching you over the last 4 weeks and seeing the impact you're having with your team. So now tell us about the team. I mean, a dynamite roster you've got there. There's yourself and you've been doing very well. But Legal of Voxy, I mean, having a banger series. And then, of course, Quaster, who is a really, really good player. The Deadly Dom is another name that's kind of new to me. But tell me about the team dynamic.
Yeah, so we were just, after last week, we got swept and we just went back to the drawing board and we were just like, okay, we're going to put our all in this. And that's what we did. We brought a swept. We swept them and they were just like, my team was just amazing. Legal with the demos and the shots, Twister with the rotates and the passes, and Deadly with the support there. I mean, it was just an amazing night for us tonight and they played very well. I'm very proud.
And are you guys getting much time to scrim between RSC games? Are you I know with my own team, we struggle a bit to sort of schedule the scrims, and I would like to do more scrimming and time with that team. But how's that been for you guys?
Yeah, so like you say, scrims are rare. So the main people I usually I DM quickly and they always keen is just like Flossie from DSQ and then Critical Force for Hilux. They're always down to scrum. So
awesome.
If it wasn't for those guys, we wouldn't be here.
Brilliant stuff. So can I press you for a prediction for where you might find yourself? Where do you see the darkness ending up at the end of the season?
I mean, everybody is aiming for that top spot, that number one. So I'm gonna have to say we're going to end up. I think there are some good teams, but I think ultimately we're gonna end up in that number one spot.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it live on RSC. Die waarheid coming in here with bold and brave words on where they might end up. And Waarheid, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you, Gabriel, and to yourself.
Awesome. Peace. And there we go. We're halfway through the night. And as we get the next series locked and loaded and ready to go, a reminder of our sponsors. As always, we have our prize pool sponsor, Nixa, who've given us 18,000 Rand to be dished out in the playoffs at the end of the season. So big up to them. Thank you very much. And of course, Genesis Extreme, bringing us the broadcasts and getting better each week. And as we go, we look to try and bring more to the broadcast. This week, we're bringing you the interviews. And then we have merch. A reminder that we have designed a t-shirt designed by Creative Ones for RSC Season 3. And there is an order form in the RSC Discord. If you want one of those for yourself, there's the production cost is around 190. We're selling them for $200 or $290, and the little bit of surplus goes right back into funding RSC. So get your t-shirt before the end of the season. And then also remember that there is a mythic competition going on, a community competition, and it's between 5 titles: Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, one other that I can't remember now, and Rocket League, and there are community challenges. So find out about that in the RSC Discord, the Bro Discord, Order of Oaks Discord, my Discord. The information is all out there in the Six Man's Discord. Let's challenge these other titles and get a 20K tournament for Rocket League. All right, we are halfway through the night. 2 series down, 2 to go. The Abyss were swept by DSQ Merim. And then Darkness swept for Templar Centurions. And now we go to Rivals for Prolific and XP Climbers. And then we will end the night off in the Master Tier again with the Dynasty Kings up against Unitox and Goonie. And we are thrilled to introduce our next casters. For the first time this season, Lolanizer, and for the first time ever, Skilton. Lolly, you're muted, I believe.
I forgot to press the button.
Rookie mistake, Lolly.
Big rookie mistake. Yo. Thank you.
All right,
so
let's
much,
try
Graybeard.
again. And Lolly.
Thank you, Graybeard. That's what I was saying. I'm so excited to have another legendary caster joining us here on the RSC desk. I'm so happy to see Skilton. Yeah, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm honestly so excited for my debut on the RSC SSA. I mean, and we have 2 banger series coming up as well, by the way. I've been reading the stats, I've been watching the lore of these guys, and there is a lot to talk about. So why don't we just go underway and get right to it?
Yeah, off you go, guys. I'm as excited as you are, so over to you. Bring us the next series.
Oh yes, and I'm very excited. I took a look at the stats, and it's pretty interesting. Prolific, they're coming in here with so much momentum. They're currently sitting 3-0 in terms of wins. They've had 3 games, and all 3 of them they've won. But the first one was a 3-1, a 4-0, and a 3-1. So they are chilling really good there with their stats in terms of games at least. And then XP they're sitting at a win, a draw, and a loss. So it's going to be interesting to see if XP can bring it back against such a valiant competitor.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, let's talk about Prolific. They've been absolutely momentum stomping through this bracket. But one thing I've got to say is the other brothers in arms at Bro haven't been doing so great. They've brought themselves down 3 places in the franchise leaderboard. And it's really up to this team. They don't have much to prove, but a lot to play for here because they need to keep themselves on top. Whereas with the XP Climbers, they haven't been doing so great themselves, but their org as a whole has been climbing through that franchise leaderboard. So it really is 2 different contrasts here. We're seeing a really good team that needs to push themselves for the org, and one team that hasn't been doing so strong, but is really starting to make some moves. So what are you more excited for, Lolly? Who are you rooting for in this game?
It's pretty difficult to say, but going purely off of stats, if I go look at the power ratings of all the individual players, I mean, you look at Prolific, they've got Color Cold, Mr. Crane, and Fancy Lizard all in the top 7 stats power rating, with Color Cold at the top of that. And then you look at XP with everyone being 8 and below. So theoretically, everyone there on Bro's team is like they're pulling a little bit more weight. So I really do want to see XP come through, take all those words I just said, and throw them in the garbage.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because I feel like if you were the wrench in this beautiful, well-oiled machine at Prolific, that would just completely be a showstopper for this Bro organization, especially when we think about the franchise league right now. That being said, they are the underdogs. They have a lot to prove here, a lot to upset here in this pitch game we're going to have today. And are there any key players that you're really excited for, Lolly?
I've played against Bro before, like back in last season. Something I noticed is Color Cold and his demos. So I am looking forward to seeing Bro going and killing literally every single player from XP off of that field.
I see. So it really is going to be quite the Bro stopper right here. We're going to be seeing a lot of power from them. And quite shortly, we're going to be going into the pitch. I can't wait for this. To be honest, this is going to be the first game of the series. And I'm really curious about who is going to be setting the standard. Is it going to be Bro, or are the Climbers going to be finding a way to reach this mountain peak and get the goals they need? Here we're seeing a nice start from the side of Brolific, really showing the dominance that they have been showing in the stats. Nice aerial push-up here. Going to be denied, just hitting the post. Never mind. What an upset by Color Cold. Getting a very quick and swift goal there. Showing absolutely no warm-up needed.
Yeah, that ball on the back wall, just a little bit too awkward for XP to get to. And Bro, open it up with the first goal of the series and your first goal of RSC to be seeing here. We'll see if XP can bring this back. I really want them to. We've seen that they can get those wins through. He has a big clear coming through. Good follow-up coming from AOK. Touch. A little bit hard. Will be a bit of a whiff there. Might be some good opportunities here. Fancy big touch to the back wall. Kept away once again. The Thai Climbers trying to get a clear out. Color Cold pushing it mid. Immediately we see Nevada's up for that. They're trying to push. They're keeping the pressure. They're keeping the momentum. But Climbers, they're currently holding on to that pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. Pushing into this corner, the Climbers are again absolutely brought back to the middle of the pitch once again by Brolific. They keep pushing into this corner, trying to get a little bit of control on this pitch, but Brolific are seeming to get most of the possession here. Upset here by the Climbers. Getting a nice touch, but the shot doesn't quite land into the goal. They're pushing once again, going back to their side. Bit of a tug of war here, but it just gets upset once again. Navidez getting the first goal of this, the second goal of this series towards the side of Brolific. A very strong start once again.
Once again, Bro, they're finding awkward positions. They're finding places where XP just can't quite get a touch that they want. And they are immediately capitalizing on that 2-0. Nevada's looking for a quick goal off the kickoff. Can't quite get it. And made a big touch to the side. Touch coming from, I think that was actually Euro, and couldn't quite find it. 50 landing mid. Nevada's up with for that immediately. Not able to get it. AOK now looking to get that ball forward. Looking to make a play for Climbers. Good demo coming through. Touch in the corner. Might be a good opportunity. The Maiden will keep it on the back wall, keeping the pressure going. Another 50 coming through, and Bro, they find a way out, and they find themselves into a counter-attack, and there's a double commit coming on defense.
Yeah, these counter-attacks are so scary from the side of Brolific. They just keep getting shots in from the side of the Climbers and running with that money. Here we see the Climbers having another angle, just missing on the side of the backboard. But they still have another opportunity here. Pushing the corner, trying to get someone to follow up. No one is there on the side of the Climbers. The aggression wasn't there. The boost wasn't there to be able to find that goal that they need. They are 2 down, 3 minutes on the clock. Pushing up the mid-pitch here, but gets denied once again.
Euro trying to push that forwards. Ball just a little bit awkward. Color Cold. Big clear coming downfield. Nevada's looking for the follow-up. Maybe an opportunity. Pinch will go wide. AOK now looking for control. Touch, not quite there. And once again, Prolific, they're looking with a good opportunity, looking for the bump, and Nevada's finds himself a shot. And Bro are starting to run away with the very first game between these two teams.
So yeah, this is again something we expected from this powerhouse roster of Brolific. This rivals team has been unrivaled throughout this bracket, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop now. The momentum from these players is unbeknownst, and here we see once again a nice aerial shot. Isn't going to find the goal that they need. Climbers, they're really on the back burner.
Well, I like the attempts coming through there. Couldn't quite capitalize on its durability. Looking for the push forwards. Color Cold there for the follow. Maybe a good opportunity. Jiro will keep it away. Now Maiden. Big touch will be kept by Nevada's into the corner. Might not be where you want that ball to go as Bro, but for the side of XP, no one was there to capitalize on that. Maybe a pinch from the backside. You know, when you're sitting 3 goals down, you might as well look for those opportunities, even though they might be a little bit difficult to score from.
Absolutely, and whilst this ball is in the middle of the pitch, we see a nice little demo pop off there on the side of the Climbers. They're pushing into the corner, but once again, the counter-attack is going to come live. Doesn't quite find it. And it's just another tug of war here on this right side of the pitch. Oh, another close post, a double close post here from the side of the Climbers. They're so close, yet so far from hitting the goal that they need. Going to be taking it back into a defensive position here, into their own corner, trying to get a nice counter. But it seems Brolific, they're reading the call. They've got the touch, pushing it into the side of the Climbers corner, and they have the setup they need to get the 4th goal of this series.
You know, you feel a bit bad for Climbers because you thought they might have had the opportunities to score, and then when the ball was floating around midfield with no one on it, they just didn't have the confidence in themselves to go for it. just leaving Bro with all the space and allowing Bro to control every single play and every single touch on this field. And that's what they're going to need to change if they wish to keep themselves here in the series. Jira looking for an opportunity, will take it to the sidewall, maybe looking for the ceiling pinch, will be there, color called. Keeps it away, beautiful touch to the sidewall. A-OK on that immediately, that pinch a little bit awkward, and there's a bump from color called, preventing Climbers from finding any goals just yet. Jira looking for an opportunity of his own. Nevada's up there immediately, just shutting down Climbers. Right now, bro, they don't want to let XP have any idea and any form of pressure to bring themselves back into the series.
Absolutely, and whilst this game is looking quite rough with 40 seconds on the clock, that is not the only game we're going to be playing here for this series. There's still many more to go. Brolific, they've shown a very dominant start here, and I don't think it's going to stop, but there's always a chance for the Climbers to make an upset. There was a nice pinch from the ceiling, but doesn't quite find the goal. This is a reoccurring incident we're seeing, and unfortunately, once again, they're not able to find it. Until now, the first goal for the side of the Climbers with 14 seconds left on the clock. This is still a dire situation.
You know, it might not be enough to win this first game, but it brings some momentum and some confidence that XP is going to need if they wish to take the second game off of Bro and keep themselves at least in the opportunity to get the win. Otherwise, it's going to be at most a draw. No, Baden looking for another shot. Taps to the backboard. A-OK. Can't quite reach that. It will be Bro for game one, but Climbers will have a tiny bit of momentum off of that last goal. Question is, will they be able to bring that through into the next game?
Yeah, that was a very strong start for the Bros. Once again, I think the Climbers, they do have an opportunity. We saw that in that fifth and final goal for that match, but I just feel like, Lolly, that they're trying to go for hero plays a bit too soon. I don't feel like, I don't know if it was you, but the rotations were just a little bit short from the side of the Climbers.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, when you looked at it, they weren't seeming nearly as confident and comfortable in that game as Bro was. When I looked at Bro, the second someone from XP was on that ball, someone from Bro was on it to shut them down that second. XP, they were giving a little bit more space to the players on Bro, allowing them that opportunities to get themselves some passes, get themselves touches to the back, or get the control. And that's not something you really want to let your opponents have.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I felt like every counter-attack Bro took, they just had the opportunity to take that goal. I think, once again, there's a lot of team play involved here from the side of Bro in contrast to the Climbers. I just feel like Bro just have it on point. They have the tempo, they're working together in unison, and the Climbers, they're going for great ceiling plays, some really nice pinches we saw there to go for the shots, but no one was there to follow. And I feel like if we're going to take it to the second game, this is something we want to see from the Climbers as we go in onto the pitch once again.
100%. We'll see if the Climbers can change that up here. Looking for that early goal. There it is. That first goal after a loss like that is going to be so beneficial to their mental and allow them to maybe pull this game a little bit more into their favor. Beautiful kickoff. 5 seconds off the bat. 1-0 to Climbers.
Yeah, where did that come from? That is a complete change of pace to what we were expecting. But here we see actually is able to get a nice little tap there, pushing it to the side of Brolific. They're feeling the pressure once again. The ball is in the corner, but they're going to be able to tap it out. The counter-attack on the press, pushing it into the side of the Climbers' corner. Not going to be enough. A really nice defense. The Climbers, they're really showing a different game that we saw from game one. No one here to follow. I take that back. No Maiden has found the second goal of this game for the side of the Climbers. This is a complete reset.
Beautifully done. Dura gets that beautiful touch into that corner and allows the ball to hover around midfield with one person in net. Climbers, they're changing the script completely from game one. Nevada's trying to bring it back. Will be Dura to keep it away. No Maiden now. Looking for that control, looking to get possession. Climbers does get it. Nevada's the touch a little bit awkward into the corner. No one from XP though on it immediately. A-OK, good 50. Trying to push it forward. Dura maybe looking for the opportunity with color call. He gets some momentum. He gets some ball. He gets it out just a little bit to allow Brolific some time to recover and get some boost.
Yeah, definitely. And we're really starting to see this game go a little more methodical now for the side of Prolific. They realize that they can't just make any play in the book right now to get this, to get the goals that they were expecting. And the Climbers have the momentum. This isn't something we're expecting once again. The Climbers haven't had a 3-0 sweep performance like Prolific have in this tournament so far, as we're in week 4. But they're really pushing the attack here in this game too.
Definitely. They're looking for the opportunities. Huge touch coming through. Dura will be the one to keep it away. No Maiden up on that immediately. That's the confidence I want to see from Climbers. Beautiful touch to the corner. Maybe the opportunity for AOK. There it is. Beautiful shot. Beautiful counterattack. And amazing pass. Climbers, they find themselves a 3rd goal.
Yeah, once again, AOK, no Maiden. I feel like they've just... I'm not sure where this has come from. This is something... I feel like the warm-up was needed for the side of the Climbers, because if this really is how they're going to play for the rest of the series, then this is something the stats wasn't going to predict. As we see here, once again, the side of Climbers have really good possession on the ball, trying to be upset by Navids, but he's not really able to find it. He's just kind of ghosting around. But here we see the setup, goes into the nice tap, and No Maiden has found a 4th goal for the side of Climbers.
What a way to change that momentum. The touch to mid. And Climbers, they're finding themselves in a much better spot than we saw last game. Bro are now on that side where they need to find something to bring themselves back into the series, or at least into this game. Otherwise, Climbers, they're going to get 1 for free. There's a shot coming from Color Cold. The crossbar there to deny another shot coming through. Will be kept away by Dura. Big touch to the sidewall. Nevada's not much boost. Will be an easy clear for Dura. Color Cold got some time to tap it away. Will be out to AOK. AOK looking for the shot. Color Cold there to keep it away again. Now Nevada's can't quite reach that ball. Will be No Maiden keeping it around. Climbers looking for more opportunities to get those goals. Color Cold looking for his own one. The touch not quite hard enough, and Climbers, they will not get scored on just yet.
Yeah, this Climbers defense is a mountain that I don't think Prolific are ready to climb. And right now, we're seeing great possession from the side of the Climbers. Even though it's on their side of the pitch, they seem to have the possession right, ready for the counter-attack. The ball is pressed onto the corner of Prolific. They're able to tap back here, but no one's able to follow. That's a lie. No Maiden is able to get the tap off. Pushing it, giving it into the possession of Prolific. They're looking to press the attack once again into the Climbers' corner. Fancy Lizard has the touch. Passes it over, but once again, a great defense from the side of the Climbers.
No Maiden now looking to push that forward. Good double tap off the sidewall. Maybe an opportunity to get mid. Gets past one. AOK, big touch mid. No one there to follow it up. Will be Nevada's huge clear. Color Cold looking for the opportunity. The ball lands on that crossbar once again. There's a follow through coming from Lizard. And bro, finally find themselves a goal after such a dominant first game, but not as dominant of a second game.
But is that goal going to be enough? They've still got 3 to go on the 1:30 mark. This is looking very difficult for the side of Prolific to find this point. They're going to be breaking their win streak if they do not find it. And Climbers, they're looking really comfortable despite that 1 goal loss. And here we see a tap go live. Going into the possession of Navids, tapping it up. No one's able to quite find it. It's a bit contested here on the side of the pitch. Looking to readjust. Goes into the hands of the Climbers. Going back into the side of Prolific. Navids taking possession once again into the corner of Climbers. This is looking scary, but controlled. A little bit too slow from Prolific as Climbers are once again able to tap back, but it's a back and forth right now, Lonnie, as we see all of the Climbers have hold strong on this defense. They're not quite looking to find a goal themselves. I think they're quite comfortable with this 3-goal lead we're seeing. But once again, Prolific, it's not over for them. They're still pressing.
Yeah, I mean, you do look at it with this many goals and such little time left on the clock. It really is just a game of delaying the clock just a little bit further for Climbers, just to make sure that bro can't find themselves back into this game. They are going to put themselves on offense. Maybe another opportunity. Almost a beautiful shot. AOK looking for the touch on the sidewall. Can't quite get it. Now No Maiden will take the 50 to the side once again. AOK just going to follow, keep that pressure on, keep bro away from the ball. Maybe try find an extra one just to rub some insult in injury. No Maiden touch the backboard. Maybe an opportunity. There it is. Durability finds the fifth and completely shuts down any hope Bro had this game.
Yeah, it is crazy how much I feel like the whole side of Climbers has come online this game. I mean, how they come back from this prolific, the momentum that they've just lost from this game. Before, they've been going clean sweeping through this tournament. And for something like the Climbers to just come back like this, I mean, actually, Yura is nearly hitting the 600 point mark here on the stats, which is absolutely crazy. In fact, No Maiden joining actually Yura as well. It's looking like something that Bro are just going to have to reconsider their strats.
Yeah, I mean, bringing back such a dominant win after getting, like, honestly, pretty much destroyed in game one, bringing that back with such momentum and just completely changing the script entirely shows a lot of promise for XP. The question is, as you mentioned, will Bro be able to turn that background on its head and bring themselves back to what XP just did?
Yeah, I mean, after that performance, I'm not quite sure. They've been so consistent throughout this tournament so far. We haven't hit the halfway mark just yet. You know, there's 9 weeks of groups, and we're on week 4 as of now. Whilst they may have had a strong performance, we may be seeing the roller coaster downhill for the side of Prolific. Climbers may be finding themselves a bit more comfortable with this roster now. And, I mean, we've seen that. We've seen absolute dominance from the side of AOK, from No Maiden. I think they've really come online this previous game.
Definitely. They found themselves what they needed. And honestly, I'm thinking that this game here in game 3 is going to be pretty even. Oh, Fancy Lizard finds an opening for Bro. Last game, we saw the kickoff goal come from Climbers. This time, Prolific find it within 6 seconds. A-OK, just a little bit too awkward. And considering how last game went, the first goal might make a huge difference once again for the side of Bro.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel like if we were to try and read how this match ends, I mean, whichever team has won so far got the 6-second goal, right? Got the really fast off kickoff goal. And Prolific, they've got the momentum now. Is this going to be a Prolific game? Is the script going to change once again? I'm not sure, but we're seeing a really nice touch-up from the ceiling from No Maiden, trying to still push it into the side of Prolific. Prolific pushing it into the corner of the Climbers. They have the setup needed. And there's the tap from Mr. Crane. A nice second goal for the side of Prolific, securing that lead. 4 minutes 20 into the game. It could be anyone's, but right now I'm on the side of Prolific.
Prolific definitely opened this one with all the momentum. Exactly what we saw them do in the first game and XP do in the second game. So that first goal seems to be a very big deciding factor here. We will see if XP can change it up now. Color Code looking for the opportunity of his own, looking for the pass mid. Maybe just the edge roll, beautifully done. Gets past one defender on the backboard. Second one had so much confidence in his teammate. And Color Code finds the third goal for Prolific and still only been in the first minute of gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, no one needed follow-up for that one. That was just absolutely beautiful from Color Cold, but is this going to stay? The fire was diffused last match from the side of the Climbers, but it feels like it's been reignited until actually Dura has just come in and swept in with a really early kickoff goal there. Climbers now have a point on the board.
This is exactly what XP needs here. You know, you lost quite a few goals early on, but it's still early games and you finally found yourselves an answer. Good demo coming through, maybe another kickoff goal. Now, beautiful shot coming through, not quite in. Crane taps it up, Dura. Can't quite get the ball forwards, Color Code, big shot forwards. Okay, too awkward, Color Code there for the double tap. And Bro, they are shutting down that momentum that XP got off that kickoff immediately.
Yeah, I mean, these kickoffs are just so fast. I feel like they're just constantly back and forth trying to find the fastest, most swiftest goals possible in this game. They realized that the Climbers, they had really good possession last game, trying to hit it with a tempo change here. We're seeing that once again from the side of Climbers. They're trying to bring it back. There's still minutes left on the clock. And this is going to be really strong for the Climbers. Something that they really need to kick back off into the lead of this game. 2 more goals left. Prolific, are they going to be able to keep this goal lead as they get the kickoff they need to secure a bit of possession into the corner of the Climbers, pushing up. No one's there to quite follow. Climbers looking for a counter-attack but gets denied. Never mind, a nice little tap there. Pushing back into the side of the Climbers. Prolific, they're pressing the charge. They don't quite find it. A nice disruption there. Once again, it's just a back and forth tug of war, trying to find who can get the possession. A nice little opening, but isn't quite found. Demos after demos here. Prolific. They're looking to try and push back this ball onto the side of the Climbers.
Lizard now looking for the opportunity. Zone gets past one. Looking for the demo. That's something I've seen bro do so much. Almost an opportunity. Color code touch. Just wide. A-OK now. Taking it up to the side wall. We'll be looking for the follow. Doesn't have much boost to do with it, but gets a great touch to the backboard. Jura just a little bit too far forwards. The bump does come through. Maiden looking for the shot. Taps it high. Climbers looking to keep some pressure here for a little bit longer. Lizard gets past one. Will be A-OK now, sitting in the 1v1. What can Lizard do? Looks for the flick. There it is. Beautifully done, and bro, they find themselves into a 3-goal lead. Climbers, they have plenty of time, but they need to start finding answers if they wish to bring game 3 into their hands.
Yeah, the slowing of the pace there from both sides has really brought Prolific back into the scene. They're 3 goals in the lead now in this game 3. And there's 2 minutes 30 left on the clock. How do Climbers get back in a situation like this? Well, we've seen some really fast plays from them. Are they going to find another swift goal off the bat of the kickoff? No, they are not. And that's going to put Fancy Lizard in possession of the ball, backing it up into Color Child. This is looking really nice. The aerial kicks off into the corner of Climbers, but isn't quite found by any of the Prolific roster. And it's looking like a counter-attack. No Maiden pushing it up. A nice readjust, but doesn't quite find the goal. Goes into the backboard. And now Prolific, they have the charge. They're going to get the ball. Gets touched back by the side of Climbers. And a nice demo. That's going to confuse the side of Prolific. The Climbers, they have a chance to get the goal. And A-OK finds it right down the middle.
140 left. Climbers, they need 2 more. That is extremely doable in the world of Rocket League. Bro, though, they're going to put up every single shield they have to prevent XP from finding that crane. Looking for a demo right on the offense. He has a shot coming through. Jura won't get it through. Lizard gets a great save out to the side. Looking for the follow-up. No Maiden. Leave that up for A-OK. The touch lands up back in the corner. XP getting that ball forwards. Maybe another opportunity. Jura, big touch to the side. A-OK up on that immediately. Gets the reset, but not really much of a follow from him. Jura, though, almost gets a beautiful touch. Climbers, they're finding their momentum now. They're finding pressure, but they need to find a goal.
Yeah, with 1 minute left on the clock, the Climbers need to climb for these last 2 goals to at least make it even. But it's looking quite difficult as Color Child gets a nice ball into the placement of the Climbers backboard. It's going to be taken by the hands of actually Yura. And now it's just up for the Climbers to try and find this angle. They found it 3 times already this game. They just need 2 more. It's going to be disrupted by Fancy Lizard, pushing it into the corner once again. Yura finds a nice possession into the ceiling, but it's going back into the hands of the Climbers. No Maiden trying to get the touch needed. Doesn't quite find it. Needs to try and find this counter-attack, but Prolific's aggression is just absolutely bewildering the side of the Climbers. There's nothing for them to find right now. With 10 seconds left on the clock, they still need 2 goals. That's not going to be enough time as Fancy Lizard is just doing the final touches needed to secure this game 3. And there we have it. Prolific are now putting themselves back on the board. They had a very difficult game 2, but this game 3 has gone back to the momentum force that we've seen from this roster so far.
Yeah, I really like that pressure that Pro put on right at the end. XP, they're going to need to find themselves an answer though for game 4. Otherwise, the series win will be going to Bro. However, that one win they did get in Game 2 is still very important because of the way the series of 4 works here in RSC. But if they get another one and bring it into the draw, that will be extremely good for them as the series goes. But bro, you know, they're looking to keep that perfect track record. They're looking to keep every single series that they play as a win for that Bro team.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Again, Bro, this is their highest performing roster in this tournament so far. And right now, they have been carrying this org on the backs of the franchise leaderboard. They've gone 3 places down since last week, and it's time for them to try and push it back up. And that being said, the XP franchise, this Climbers team, you know, they haven't shown the best stats so far, and it's really it's up to them to try and just create some more opportunities to get to climb the leaderboard. And with that game 2, they did find it, but this game 3 not so much. It's been quite weak.
Yeah, game 3 wasn't quite their best showing. It looked very reminiscent of game number 1. See what they can do here. In game number 4, sorry, actually mute myself. Juro looking to find an opportunity once again for Climbers. Will be kept away this time by Lizard. A-okay now. Can't get past Color Cold. Will be just left around a little bit. No one on that pole as fast as I'd like to see from Climbers. They just give Bro a little bit more space than you would like. Color Cold can't quite read that one. Double tap not quite coming through. Fancy Lizard keeps it away. Now it's Crane. Big clear forwards. The Maiden a little bit awkward. Gets a great touch to that corner though. Just delaying the Prolific attack just for a little bit and getting himself a good counterattack.
Yeah, and the counterattack is live right now. A nice passes there from the side of Climbers. They're trying to navigate their way around this Prolific half. They don't quite find the goal they were looking for. A bit too slow on the passes. And now is in the hands of Color Child. This person has sprayed absolute scenes on this pitch so far. Is he going to be able to find another goal here? The starting goal of this game? Not quite yet. As it goes back into the hands of No Maiden in this corner. A nice little dribble here in the air. Is it going to be going much further as it gets denied from the side of Prolific? But it's still once again anyone's ball to go for as it pushes the corner of the Climbers. They're going to be looking for a counter-attack, but Fancy is there to pick it up. There's so much pressure from this Bro team, as we've said, that it's really hard for the Climbers to find any angles here. An angle is looking on the horizon, but readjusted by Prolific once again.
Climbers now finding themselves back in defense. Although, something worth mentioning is so far we haven't seen any goals yet. Durability changes that as I say it. The words have been taken out of my mouth. 1-0 to Climbers. This is the first game we haven't seen that early goal coming from either team. Which maybe means that the game might change a little bit and we might not see as dominant of a win coming from either team.
Yeah, I was about to say, Lolly, you gotta be careful because this Caster Curse has been running rampant this series. And right now, we're seeing the ball get very close to the goal, and Color Cold has found the angle for Prolific, making it even on the board. 3 minutes on the clock. And just a beautiful little tap there. A really good synergy from the whole roster there on the side of Prolific. And right now, we're back to neck and neck. Who's going to be getting the tap off here as Fancy Lizard finds it, but A-OK is going to be looking for the aerial advantage. Does quite push it onto the side of Prolific. Right now, it's anyone's game. It's back to the possessions. It's back to the corners that we've seen from Prolific. The pressure they need to push this second goal. It's not quite there. That was going to be a team goal there if they weren't too careful. Wait, what is this from Fancy Lizard? Just sliding it from the corner. A really cheeky goal, and he finds the leading goal for the side of Prolific.
A little bit awkward there for the side of Climbers. I mean, we saw both Durability and No Maiden sitting there in that corner, pretty much right on top of each other. But No Maiden couldn't quite reach his touch. Left a wide open net for Prolific to find it in. Durability now, he's looking to make a little bit of a play coming through. Passes it out. Oh, so that was Color Cold, my bad. Crane keeping it around. Color Cold now. Trying to just get that ball out. You know, Bro still, they have that 1-goal lead, but they still would like to find another one. A-OK. Looking for an opportunity of his own. Mr. Crane, big touch to the backboard. Maybe the follow-up. There it is. Looking for the double tap. Will be kept away this time by No Maiden. Now durability. Gets around to one. Color Cold finds a demo for the answer. Lots of demos coming through. A-OK. Big touch to the backboard. Will be Mr. Crane to clear it away. Durability now. Big touch to the side once again. But no one from Climbers able to turn on that one to keep that play alive. Bro now looking for a counter-attack opportunity.
Yeah, once again, it feels like the Climbers are starting to fall short on this synergy. We had some really good games coming back from that game 1 we initially saw. But right now, they're starting to fall short. They're starting to go for the hero plays once again. And this could be a really concerning situation. As we see, once again, the Climbers trying to go for a really nice goal. Denied by the defense of Prolific. Their stand is strong like brothers in arms right now. As they hold the goal lead. 1 minute 16 on the clock. And Yura is going to try and get the setup. Is this something different that we're going to see from the Climbers here? As they push for the prolific goal, they don't quite find it. And the counter-attack is starting to be pressed from the side of Fancy Lizard. He's trying to get the setup, denied by Yura. And 1 minute remaining. And it seems like it's just going to be a back and forth. Prolific holding strong on this lead. Doesn't quite find an angle. And this could be a really good opportunity. No Maiden sets up. A-OK. Doesn't quite get the angle. And it's going to be going it back into the half of Climbers.
You know, you've mentioned it before. Climbers, they find opportunities. The goals are there. Just no one from their team is willing to sit forward. Maybe a big clear coming through. Could have been a good opportunity. No Maiden. Look to keep that around. 50. Will be out Color Cold. Can't quite reach it. Lizard just going to keep it around. Tap back to Color Cold. Color Cold going to keep it around for the pass play. Crane now. Looking for the opportunity, looking for the good shot coming through. Fakes it out for Fancy Lizard. And bro, they extend their lead now by another goal. Climbers, they're looking in a bit of a desperate situation right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfolding for the side of the Climbers. Prolific, they're really starting to show the stats why they are this super roster for the side for the rivals bracket. I mean, it's 5 seconds left on the clock and Climbers need 2 goals. This is something that isn't really realistic here as the ball is about to land. No Maiden trying to keep the dream alive, but Prolific, they're holding strong. And there we have it. There is our game 4 for the side of Bro. And they really have shown a great dominance on the pitch once again.
Oh yes, bro. They're keeping their current dream alive. They are now going 4-0 in that rival tier with Prolific. That team, they're doing so well against all their competitors.
Yeah, I mean, this roster, once again, is really required to push this franchise up. They went down 3 last week, and as long as this team stays true to their colors, I mean, they do have an opportunity to stay at the top place, at least the top 3, right? And for the side of the XP franchise, they have been climbing, but the Climbers aren't really the reason for that, as we've seen in this series. And so many shots were taking place from the side of the Climbers. But once again, as we said time and time again, they didn't quite find the teammate to secure the deal, to find the execution on that final touch towards the goal. The Bro team held strong, were able to hold the defense and secure the win.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I see so much potential in that XP Climbers team. They have what it takes to become one of the best teams in the rival tier, but there's a couple things they're going to have to fix up, and I'm very excited to see what they can do as the season progresses.
I can agree more. I mean, some of the plays from Colored Child and the rest of the crew were amazing. They were really good plays, but it just wasn't followed up. And if they are able to find those teething issues of team play, then they're really going to be an absolute powerhouse in this rivals bracket.
Yep, but now it is time to welcome back the legend himself, Mr. Greybeard.
Wow, wow, wow. 16 games played, only 2 of those have they lost. An almost perfect record. They have not lost a series. They've not drawn a series. They have won every series they have played. And Skilton, would you agree with that MVP pick for the series?
I think I would. I mean, it's just the consistency, right? And we saw it from the side of Bro. I reckon all the players, to be honest, deserve the MVP, but I would go for it. I think there just wasn't any angles for them to go wrong, just because the side of the climbers, they had the execution until the final stages, and I think they were just able to capitalize on it.
Well, it's not a participation competition. Everybody can't get the MVP, and maybe it was close, Lolly, but Fancy Lizard getting it.
Yeah, definitely. Fancy Lizard, he put in a lot of work, you know. We saw him, he was constantly on that ball. But something something we saw, it's just everyone in Bro did do a great job, but Fancy Lizard was constantly there. He was doing the playmakers, he was getting the passes through, he was getting dunks on the opposition, bringing through more opportunities for Bro. And that makes a big difference.
Brilliant stuff. Well, we get to speak to Color Cole, the captain of that prolific side. So, Skilton, Lolanizer, will be back with you shortly as I now talk to the man himself, Color Cold.
How's it? Great here. Good to you.
So, banging season. Tell me, why is Prolific so good this season?
It's all about teamwork. That's all there is to it. Like tonight, I was completely off my game, felt sluggish, and the team just picked me up. So that's it. It's just pure teamwork. Everybody's just covering for each other and really working well together. Yeah.
So would you say that that all this teamwork is making the dream work?
Definitely. Absolutely 100%. 100%.
Brilliant. I asked this question a little earlier of the VAR rate. In terms of scrimming, are you guys getting an opportunity to scrim a lot and sort of work on things as a team?
Yeah, we are organizing a lot of scrims, especially against the top of the log teams. I think it's good practice, and we also have some elite teams lined up so we can get that speed up when it needs to happen. So I think all the practice is doing us well, working on the chemistry and being honest with ourselves, you know, in terms of rotations, what are we doing wrong and how to fix it.
Do you watch replays? Because I know that's a big miss from most people who play Rocket League. I know it's one of my big weaknesses.
Look,
has that formed part of things, or have you ignored that like all other good teams?
we've done it once or twice, but a replay is so brutally honest. So it can really down your spirits. So there is a time to do it effectively, so when everyone can kind of be on the same vibe and the same mindset. But if you do it at the wrong time, it can really break a player, because you look at that replay and you're like, God damn, is that me playing? It's like, am I that bad, you know? So but it's very good for growth. If you're honest with yourself and you take the ego out of the equation, then it's brilliant.
Are you feeling it? Are you feeling any pressure with the fact that you're undefeated? Because, you know, an undefeated run can't really go on forever. It's very unlikely you go the whole season. So do you feel like, oh man, it's another week we haven't been defeated? Is there pressure to keep that standard up?
There's definitely that thing going, but also it gives you confidence, because if we're unbeaten thus far, we must be doing something right. So we just keep working, we keep pushing forward, and it's a great thing that we've come this far and done this well. But we must be humble about it. We must keep moving forward and keep improving. Mustn't get complacent.
Well, as one of the teams that you have defeated along your way, I'm on the one hand want to wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. Another part of me honestly hopes somebody gets to bring you down, but either way, you march forward and very, very well played. It's been a delight to watch you guys and your success.
Thank you very much. Yeah, they were absolutely nailing me with the demos, so that reminded me of you tonight.
Well, at least I'm on your mind somewhere. That's great to hear.
Well done to the XP boys as well. They really brought it, especially in game 2. Really the pressure was good.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see you didn't have it all your way. I mean, we've had 2 sweeps on stream tonight, and now at least one of the teams there putting up a good fight and taking one of the games. So yeah, big shout out to Aoki and the boys.
Yeah, well done.
All right, Color Cold, I'll let you go up and celebrate in whatever way you wish to, and good luck next week.
Thanks, Grabian. All the best.
Cheers, man. And that is going to bring us to our final series of the night. And now the night's proceedings being bracketed by the master tier. This time, Dynasty Kings, Unitox Nguni. And of course, I'll be rooting for the Kings who need to fly the flag. The other Dynasty teams having a bit of a rough week. So your first impressions, Lolly, for this master tier.
You know, I'm pretty excited. We have some pretty big names coming through, some of which we saw over at Comic-Con just the other day. And you know, looking at the stats, your team over there of Dynasty Kings, they're looking pretty solid. They're sitting there with 2 wins so far in the season and 1 draw versus Ngoni's 2 draws and 1 loss. So, you know, the favors are sitting a little bit more in the hands of Dynasty Kings.
All right, gentlemen. Well, bring us all the action. Kings and Gurney, over to you guys.
I am very excited. As I mentioned, Kings, they have currently, in terms of the stats, they have what it takes to bring this through. Tweaks, Happy Meal, Mark, and Olympic. Very solid roster team. Some of those players are up there in the RLCS things. As I mentioned, we saw some of them playing over in the Comic-Con VS LAN. Going up against Unitox and Gorny, Nitro, Blade, Eagle, and Clipsy. Again, multiple players that we saw over in Comic-Con. Both teams are very stacked. Both teams have what it takes to take this win. Oh, you're muted there.
The Kings holding strong once again, as we said. They're holding the crown high, but they have had a chink in it just from the previous game. That both of these teams are running on losses. So it's not like last series where we saw Bros in Arms holding a undefeated record with a huge momentum behind them. Both of these have got to reset. They've got to find their footing once again. And I think in this game, you're saying the Kings are reigning high, but you know, there's always an upset waiting from Nduja.
That is very true. Ngoni, and you know, as you mentioned, the upset's always there. Ngoni has what it takes. As I mentioned, the players, every player in this field is going to be of a really high caliber, and all of them have the ability to take this game under their hands and get the win for their team. So as I mentioned, I'm so excited to watch which of these 2 teams can take out this win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once again, the win rate for Ngoni hasn't been so strong with 42%. They are going on a loss once again, but there's only up from here, right? There's only up. And against the Kings, they've been reigning strong, but I'm looking forward to maybe seeing an upset here today.
I think the upset could very well be alive. Ngoni, Unitox, I mean, when you have some of the players, Technic Eagle being one of them, really solid. I mean, we saw Technic Eagle there at Comic-Con performing really well and getting very far into the tournament, up until the grand finals, I believe. Whereas you look at the other side, I mean, Happy Meal was also there, but he got knocked out pretty early on, and he got knocked out by Technic Eagle. So that is a pretty big vouch for the side of Ngoni.
Yeah, definitely. But at the end of the day, we're going to see what happens on the pitch. That's going to decide it all, as we'll be throwing to it very soon. Are there any final remarks about these teams that you think is going to be really key, a really key point for the pitch in Game 1?
You know, as it goes at this level, whichever team can hold that possession better is the one that can perform further. Tweaks looking for an early opportunity, bumped away immediately. Olympic all the way at the back looking for an early demo and does get it. Kings opening up with all the demos. Will touch a little bit. Open onto the backboard, kept away this time by Olympic. Happy Meal pushing that forwards. Eagle will be last man back. Doesn't want to let a second win come. Happy Meal doesn't want to let a second win go through by Technic Eagle against him. So he's going to do everything he can to keep that away.
Yeah, definitely. And the possession has been holding really strong here so far. But as it pushes into the side of the King's corner, they're going to be able to find actually a counter-attack here. But is anyone able to follow up? Yes, they are. Happy Meal pushing it over. Finds it on the back post of the goal. But, you know, it's still showing strong that there's a lot of aggression from the Kings right now. Nitro pushing up, gets it in the air. Off the ceiling, we're going to see Blade, but gets demoed from the side. And Technic is able to find the first goal from the side of Nguni. That's going to be huge.
Beautiful early goal coming through. Olympic unable to reach that. And Nguni find themselves that first goal. And, you know, it's pretty good for them. Tweaks, that pinch goes straight back to his corner. It will be a little bit awkward. Gets a beautiful clear coming out. Nitro keeping that around, keeping the pressure going for Nguni, looking to make that second goal. Technic taps to the side, will be Blade's ball. Gets around one, tries to get the touch forwards. No one from Kings going for that just yet. They'll know that the touch is going to be there. Happy Meal getting this one further forwards, kept away once again by Nguni. Little double commit on the back, but very awkward. But Happy Meal is there to keep Kings in a safe spot. Once again, he gets a touch off the backboard to the side for Tweaks. Tweaks, big clear up, and will be in the hands of Nitro in Ngoni's side.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, Ngoni, especially Nitro, has really been disrupting the pace of the Kings right now. The Royalty is not showing the fine robes that we were expecting from the stats. That being said, as they're pushed into the corner, this is a prime opportunity to find a counter-attack. Technic is not able to reach the ball. It's followed up by Nitro, thankfully, for the side of Nguni. And they're pushing it into the corner. This is a really a tune opportunity as Tweaks is able to find it. Evening up the goals this game at 3 minutes left on the clock.
Not just that, but we see a beautiful demo coming from Kings. We saw it already. They are pushing for those demos. They are killing everyone from Ngoni off of this field. And that time it was Olympic finding the last man. I think it was Nitro of Ngoni getting that goal. Now Olympic trying to push it further forwards, trying to find a second goal for Kings to bring themselves a lead. Gets past one, there for the 50. Will go out. Now it's Technic Eagle. He has time on this ball. Lot of time that he wants. Happy Meal will find the demo. Tweaks trying to clear it out, keep it away from their half blade. Big touch to Nitro. Olympic will be the first one to that ball. Both teams, they're sitting very even here so far in game one.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, this is just an absolute nail biter right now as it bounces off either side. Both even, but Tweaks is going to make the push needed. A really nice tap there from Happy Meal, but it's not going to be quite found into the goal just yet. Blade's going to be disrupting. Technic going to be taking possession. And here we see Tweaks isn't going to be able to find the ball needed. Pushing it back into the corner, though, for the side of the Kings. A nice tap there. Going to be pushing it onto the other side of the pitch. And here we see nice. Oh, doesn't quite find the reset needed. Denied by Nitro. It's just up to Blade now to set up for success, but doesn't quite find it. Happy Meal pushing it over to the side of the backboard. Now Tweaks, it's looking so close, doesn't quite find it. A bit of a desperate play there, and now it's up for Nguni to punish.
Lots of opportunity, especially coming through for Dynasty. Happy Meal looking to make another one. Big touch to the corner, looking for the follow-up. There will be big touch mid. Kept away this time. Tweaks keeping the play around, keeping the pressure going. Will be kept away by Technic Eagle. Maybe a good opportunity. Finds his way past multiple defenders and gets the open net. And it will be the lead going right back to Ngoni. Technic Eagle, beautiful job there to find that counter-attack and bring the lead back to Unitox.
Yeah, crispy, clean angle there from the side of Nguni. And that was a hero play that was really needed to kind of decide the pace of this game. That being said, it's not over for the Kings. This dynasty is not going to crumble from one goal like that. This Happy Meal is pushing on the offense. Still Blade holds strong. It's a really aggressive side for Nguni right now. They're really showing their colors in game one. Weeks getting possession. Olympic bouncing it back. Blade may be able to adjust, but it's denied by Happy Meal. It's in the corner of the Kings. Nitro not quite finding the boost to be able to get the tap there needed. Olympic, and it just drifts into the goal for the side of the Kings. Happy Meal scoring. Really nice play there for the side of Dynasty.
No, when I look at that one, I love the bub coming from Olympic, but a very dangerous commit from Ngoni. I saw all three of their players going very deep into that field. And you know, when you're sitting there with the lead with such few seconds left on the clock, you know, it's a bit of a throwaway to do that, but they will be still in the game at the very least. Kings looking to close it out, getting some pressure right now off the bat. Good touch to Olympic, will be kept away this time by Blade. Technic Eagle now looking for another opportunity, tries to get a pass. Happy Meal can't quite get it. Happy Meal trying to keep the possession in the hands of the Kings. Big clear coming out. Happy Meal can't quite reach it. Now Tweaks, big touch to the backboard. Technic will be there to keep it away. Just trying to keep possession. The ball's a little bit awkward. Blade will be there to keep it out of harm's way. Looking to push the ball a little bit more forwards, but Olympic looking for the opportunities once again. Big touch back, but maybe the game ended, not quite. And we get a clutch save and game 1 overtime.
That could have been it. That could have been the decider on that 0-second rule, but it just wasn't quite enough as we push into overtime now, and it's up for the comeback. Is it going to be the Kings or Nguni, as it's now going into the side of the Kings corner, and they have everything to play for. Gets the nice bounce back. No one's able to follow just yet. They're not getting too desperate in this overtime situation. Happy Meal is going to get the pickup. Technic is going to respond, get the tap, but a really nice adjust, but gets demoed. Happy Meal is now out, and it's up to Olympic to be able to find the adjust. Nice push from the ceiling into the corner of Nguni, but a lovely retap there from Blade, holding the possession, but gets denied. It's not going to be enough. Tweaks, what has he got to be able to save the Kings as they are reigning in the corner? They're able to get it back into the midfield. Nitro not being able to quite find it.
Blade now looking for the clear. Will be a little bit weak. Olympic there, keeping it through into that pressure. Blade once again trying to just get that ball out of the Ngoni half. That ball is so awkward. Technic will get a great touch out. Maybe the opportunity to follow it up. 1v1, touch to the corner, kept away by Olympic. Now Nitro looking for the touch back mid. There it is, another touch coming from Technic. No touch on the backboard, but it will be Olympic keeping it away. Now Olympic and Happy Meal there, double commit. Nitro just has one in net, Tweaks is backwards. Does manage to find the ball in time, gets the save, but also gets demoed for his efforts. Blade now pushing it forward, looking for more opportunities for Ngoni. Nitro giving that one close, kept away once again by Olympic. Technic Eagle now will have to tap back to his corner. They're just both teams, they're just sitting there very even. Neither team able to find the opening net opportunity, and Happy Meal notices the last man in Ngoni, a little bit awkward in net. Taps it right on the floor in front of his nose. Kings take game number 1.
What a setup for his own success. Happy Meal is the hero for the Kings dynasty, reigning the crown strong for game 1. But we still have many more games to go. That being said, a really strong performance from Happy Meal. And what are your key takes from this, Lolly? Because so much happened, especially bringing it to a 2-minute overtime.
Both teams have exactly what they need to bring this game through. Both teams are playing a very great game in terms of possession between the team and holding the ball with them. The only thing is Nguni had the one overcommit that we didn't quite want to see right there at the end of game 1 before the overtime. That opened the opportunity for Dynasty Kings to bring it into that overtime. Other than that, both teams are playing absolutely phenomenally.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And Happy Meal showing a really strong performance there. But if it wasn't for him, and Nguni were going to be able to take that game back. They showed really good aggression. Something that the Kings were really struggling to hold on to in the defense. So again, we saw a banger series last game where it was back and forth from both teams. This was very much a nail-biter stalemate for most of the game. So, you know, a bit of a contrast here on the broadcast here today. But, you know, what is it for these teams to play for? Well, the Kings, they're reigning quite strong on the leaderboard right now. They are second in this bracket, whilst Nguni is 8th. So it is a lot for Nguni to prove here that they are still able to take out the higher tier competition in the bracket, in the Masters stage. And here we see Happy Meal in a really nice start to the game.
Almost, it's a great opportunity for Kings off the bat. Nitro now looking for an opportunity of his own, looking to touch the backboard, kept away this time by Tweaks. Taking it all the way through. Beautiful wall dashes, getting a bit more speed. Maybe the opportunity, almost a dunk. Gets slammed into the crossbar. Nguni not getting scored on just yet. Hadmiel looking for an opportunity of his own. Blade fakes it out for Technic to take Technic. Rare miss on the wave dash. As you can see, Olympic didn't even expect a little pinch coming through. The double commits coming from Kings on the defense line. Blade trying to keep the possession, but it goes back out to Olympic. Olympic looking for the opportunity, but gets a reset. Gets another 50. Technic Eagle, though, is there to keep the ball in his hands. Maybe the opportunity once again. Nguni, they're putting on the pressure. They're trying to find the answer to King's win.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a back and forth tug of war once again. We've already passed a minute through the clock. And right now, both teams are looking as even as ever. We noticed last game there was a 51 to 49% possession rate for both teams. They know how to trade the ball. They know how to play for it. And right now, it's just for either team to find this angle. Tweaks gets the bump up. Doesn't quite find the teammate to follow it. Happy Meal, the star player of last game, is looking to push the momentum, but doesn't quite find it. Thankfully, Olympic is there to try and tap back, but oh, so close from the side of Nguni to be able to get that first goal of the game. Nitro pushing it once again. Olympic getting it on the ceiling. Who is able to follow? Happy Meal is, but Tweaks is just getting a little bit blocked there to be able to follow up. Now Nitro finds it! From the corner. Blade being able to tap over. And look at this from Nitro. A great follow-up. This is something we definitely expect from the Masters ladder of this tournament. And now we're back off to kickoff.
Nguni, they find that answer they've been looking for. They're looking to bring it through Technic Eagle. Q gets a great 50. Will land up in Tweaks' hands. Tweaks looking for the push forwards. Nitro there to keep it away immediately. Olympic staying close in this one. Blade gets the better 50. Gets a good touch on the backboard. Maybe a little bit awkward here for Kings. Can't quite get the opportunity though. Hapmeal clear out. A little bit of an awkward position. Tweaks now looking for the 50 to mid. Technic Eagle there immediately to block it off. Tweaks keeping it around in that blue half. Now Hapmeal, big shot going up to the backboard. Nitro can't quite get that touch. Olympic, the shot will be a little bit weak. Hapmeal tap to the corner. Blade now looking for the clear. Olympic on that immediately. The Kings right now, they are holding the pressure extremely well in Nguni's half. They're on every single ball. They're looking for opportunities. A whip in the net might leave an open net for Olympic, and there it is. Back to a tied game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, if Olympic wasn't going to find that, look at Tweaks. He was right there to follow up. It was really just an outstanding form of aggression from the side of the Kings. Even if they didn't find that goal, Tweaks was there to follow up. I felt like it was almost guaranteed. And here we see an even scoreboard denied once again by Happy Meal, giving us the caster curse once again on broadcast. Look at this. Nearly straight out of kickoff. And there we have it. Kings are now reigning lead once again in this game, in this series. And what is it now for Nguni to be able to come back? Happy Meal getting possession, pushing it into the corner of Nguni. And there's once again a really close goal, but isn't quite finding it. Kings, they have the pressure they need. Tweaks is lifting it up. Olympic finds the angle, but just goes off the backboard. Tweaks is able to adjust. And there's a third goal for the side of Royalty. The Kings are holding strong. And Nguni, what do they have to be able to pitch back into this game with 1 minute 40 left on the clock?
I can guarantee you that Greybeard is currently cheering on the sidelines. Kings are finding their way through the series. Nitro might have an opportunity. Beautiful shot to the bottom left off the kickoff. That might be what Nguni needs to bring themselves back here. They bring that goal down, their goal deficit down just to 1. there's still plenty time on that clock for them to bring this back and potentially take this win for Nguni.
So many kickoff goals here today on this broadcast, and I'm all here for it. Back-to-back pace, so much aggression from both teams. A really nice readjust, but not able to follow through for the side of the Kings. They're 1 goal up, but another one would really seal the deal. That being said, Technic is able to get a really nice ceiling pass there, but denied by Tweaks. The counter-attack is on, and Technic is not able to get the touch needed. Tweaks, a blade even, isn't able to, but it's fine. Kings weren't able to find the angle they need. That being said, Technic's here in the corner, ready to set up. Tweaks doesn't quite find it. 1 minute remaining on the clock. Nguni, this is an opportunity they need to strike on. They don't quite find it. Once again, Technic holding the ball, trying to set up for success, but it isn't quite there as the corner is going live for the side of the Kings. Going back once again. And it's just once again back and forth. Ball is close to the side of the Kings. They're starting to feel the pressure. Technic once again has been carrying this setup, but no one's been able to follow as of yet. Tweet and Olympic looking to push with the corner, but Happy finds it instead. It's just once again back and forth in the middle of the pitch. Boosts are not quite there for the side of Happy and Tweaks. They're going to have to find a bit of a reset here with 10 seconds left on the clock.
Nguni, they need to find an answer very soon. Nitro, that touch will go out to play. 2 seconds left. Maybe the 0-second dream won't be there. And Kings find themselves with the 2-game lead. All that Nguni can hope for now is a potential draw in the series.
Yeah, definitely a draw would be nice, but the Kings, they've been reigning through this series so far. It has been very close, especially with Nguni's pressure. It has been something that the Kings have been really struggling to get around in some stages. In fact, this game, Nguni had 56% field domination, which is something that was neck and neck last game. So we're seeing progress, but is it going to be enough to find that draw by the end of this series?
It is a great question. They're going to need to find just a couple more answers. The opportunities are there. Just that defense coming from Dynasty Kings has been absolutely superb. They're not letting that many shots from Nguni go through unanswered. And that is benefiting them quite a lot as the series goes. Nguni, they have a lot of work put in front of them if they wish to take the series in a draw.
Yeah, definitely. And once again, I feel like Happy Meal had an amazing performance there. Able to find the angles once again to set up for the rest of the team. And if Happy Meal really is going to be, showing themselves through this tournament like that, they really are going to be deserving the MVP by the end of this series.
Definitely. I mean, it's kind of what I expect. As I mentioned earlier, coming off of the Comic-Con, we saw, of the VS Gaming tournament, we saw that Technic Eagle knocked Happy Meal out of the tournament. So you kind of expect him coming back into this with a lot of revenge in his mouth. Maybe getting the opportunity off the bat with Kings. Can't quite get it though. Nitro pushing this one out. Good flick going through. Not able to get it into the net though. Olympic positioning forward for the pass. That touch from Technic Eagle is beautiful and gets around Happy Meal. Can't quite turn into time to get back into that net. And Nguni, they find the first goal. That is something they're going to need to hold on to if they wish to take this series into the draw.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They have the momentum now. How they play with it, well, it's up for the Kings to try and destroy it. That being said, heavy is the crown right now for them as they need to find a way back. Pushing into the corner here is going to be really good, but no one is able to follow. The boost wasn't quite there. Olympic wasn't able to push either. That being said, Happy Meal is able to push through this corner. The ball is set up. Nitro denies it. Olympic going to be tapping back. They're going to try and take possession. With a reset here. Pushes through the ceiling, but doesn't quite find a pinch to be able to excel it. That being said, Olympic, he's cooking. He's able to push up, but Blade denies it. Happy Meal could be getting demoed out of this fight right here for the ball. And Nguni, they're really starting to get the pressure back into this corner for the Kings. Happy Meal needs to try and find something, but Blade gets the tap instead off the backboard. Now into the corner. What is Technic able to find? Not too much. And Happy Meal is going to be running with it as he finds the ball into the side of Nguni. Now into the corner. Could be bouncing back. This could be a counter attack that Nitro doesn't quite find here. Doesn't quite get the read. Now the ball nearly gets taken, but Olympic is able to deny it, just barely scraping through. Ball bounces into the corner. Another demo for the side of the Kings. Olympic is now reset back onto the pitch, but the possession wasn't able to be really utilized for the side of Nguni.
I like what Kings are doing. They're getting some pressure coming through. They're also getting a couple of passes coming through. Tweaks look to make another one. Beautiful touch mid. But that was the time where the pass was not connected. No one was there for the follow-up. Happy Meal, that touch is a little bit awkward. He's going to get that goal every day of the week. Happy Meal touch was a little bit soft, a little bit out of his reach. And Nguni find themselves a second goal and the 2-goal lead in Game 3. Dynasty Kings, they're going to need to find themselves back, but there's still lots of time on the clock, lots of opportunities. Potentially, Kings could bring this back and maybe make this more of a game.
Oh, that being said, that was a very close goal for the side of Nguni, just bouncing off the rim of the post. There we see Olympic is going to be trying to make a counter-attack with it, trying to penalize, but they don't quite find it. This Kings defense hasn't been as pristine as seen in in the past matches. But Happy Meal, he's been a real star player of the series so far. Is he going to be able to try and find some momentum back for the side of the Kings with 2 minutes 15 left on the clock? It's now up for him to get a tap. He finds it, but it's going to be going back into the possession of Blade, who has the boost required, but not quite the angle, as it gets denied by Tweaks, who's now going to be pushing it back in. Is it just going to float? No, taps the side of the post once again. This is so unfortunate for the Dynasty, as it's now going to fall back onto their side of the pitch. Tweaks bouncing it back, pushing into the corner, isn't going to quite find it. Now it's up to Tweaks. Getting the setup, but no one's able to follow once again. Really unfortunate play for the Kings, and Nitro is now going to have the ball and run with it into the corner. The setup is quite there, and there we have it. Technic getting the 3rd goal for Nguni even. Oh my god, I apologize. British pronunciation these days.
Oh yeah. Nguni though, they're starting to run away with Game 3, which is exactly what they needed to do if they want to take this in Game 4 and potentially get themselves that draw. Kings though, they're still very dangerous competitors. They still have the opportunities. They still see that net, and they still have the ability to bring this through in game 3 maybe. Happy Meal looking to bring it through. Olympic, great demo, looking for another one at the back. Happy Meal fakes under one. I saw the demo attempt coming through, but couldn't quite find it there from Olympic. Nguni, great clear coming through the ball. A little bit awkward down the side of Kings. The clear will go out just to Nitro though, who will be taking control, taking the ball back, maybe looking to just waste a bit of time. Make sure that Kings can't score and can't find any momentum going into Game 4.
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing a really strong defense once again from Nguni. But that being said, it could be upset. Happy Meal pushing up Tweaks, doesn't find the angle there. Once again, onto the post. I'm really curious how many shots we've seen from the side of Kings in total, as Blade is able to seal the deal with a 4th and potentially final shot in these final 31 seconds of Game 3.
Nguni, they find themselves that 4-goal lead. 30 seconds left. It's pretty much impossible, I think, for Kings to bring that back unless they get a lot of fortunate kickoffs. Olympic maybe looking to get the first of that one. It will be just too technical though. That will probably be guaranteeing this game going to Nguni. Happy Meal finds one though. I don't know whether or not to believe here. 20 seconds left and 3 goals. It is theoretically possible.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but what are we looking at? 5 seconds per goal to be able to take the lead here is looking very unrealistic. But that being said, they are the Kings. Let them show their royalty and their colors, and maybe we will find it. bouncing off the post once again. That's not good. They have 10 seconds left to find 3 goals, and Tweaks doesn't quite find the angle. Needs to tweak the adjustment there for next time, but there isn't going to be a next time this game as they're on the 0-second rule, and they're just looking to tap it on the ground. Happy Meal keeps it up, keeps the game alive, but not for long, as Nitro is going to be able to steal it, and there we have it. Game 3 down, and it is the first game win for Nguni.
Unitox and Nguni finally finding themselves, finding their momentum, finding what they needed to get a game off of this Dynasty Kings roster who've been looking extremely good so far today. Now the question really is begging to be asked, will Nguni keep this pressure, keep this momentum going into game 4, or will Dynasty Kings find that answer to what Unitox has brought to them?
Well, I mean, look at this performance here from Technic. I mean, 3 goals, 3 out of the 4 goals here from Nguni here on this game. If he is able to continue that in this one and final game of the series, then possibly we will be seeing a draw. But, you know, we can't rely on just Technic. We need Nitro and Blades to step up in this final game in order for it to be a lot more commanding, a lot more decisive, because the Kings, they still have a really good track record. They still have a really good presence on the pitch still, and they're definitely not out for the count.
But also something worth mentioning is that in game 1 and 2, Dynasty Kings, they were holding through a lot of demos. They were pulling them through quite often, getting rid of players on that Nguni side. And for majority of game 3, they weren't getting as many demos. And that really makes me wonder if that just means Nguni were able to find themselves in good positions more often just because of the fact that they were alive. Question is,
I mean, we saw quite... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, will Kings be able to bring those demos back, or will Nguni keep themselves in this?
Yeah, we'll have to see as we're live on the pitch right now for our final game of this series. Kings, are they able to close this one out with a 3-1 scoreline, or Nguni able to bring this to a draw? Let's find out. It's Technic. He's got the ball on his side, but Happy Meal doesn't quite find it. A really nice save from Nitro, but now he has no Nitro to work with. No boost even. And he's bouncing into the post. A really nice readjustment, but look at the 3 Kings pushing it up. Nice save, and a counter attack from Tweaks is going to put them in the lead.
Beautifully done in that defensive line of Kings and Tweaks. The flick is just absolutely perfect. And they find themselves that first goal, which is something they rarely needed after the absolute shutout that Nguni had over there in game 3. Nitro bumping Tweaks off that ball. Olympic staying on it, looking for the follow-up blade. Will clear it downfield. Tweaks woke up with that ball. Could have been a bit awkward, but luckily for Kings, it was not. Good shot coming through. Blade, absolute slaughter onto that crossbar. And they find the next goal for Nguni and bring it back to a tied game.
Yeah, this is, again, what we needed to see from Blade. Being able to pick up on some of these goals that Technic was absolutely thriving on last game. Bringing it back to even. This is looking scary for the Kings as, you know, they've lost their momentum once again. And Blade, where have you found this off kickoff? He's bringing it with a 1-goal lead for the side of Nguni.
The touch
Absolutely
there.
beautiful there.
Touch there, not quite what the Kings wanted. Not quite that royal touch. Nguni, they're going to capitalize on that one every day of the week. Olympic now, maybe looking for opportunity. Has lots of space to try to get past Technic. Does a great job getting onto the backfield. Backward, Happy Meal. Beautiful shot coming through. And Kings, they're not letting this go. They're not letting this go into Nguni's hands just yet. They are keeping themselves alive. They're keeping the game going strong. And so far, this game 4 looks like it could go either way.
Yeah, definitely. I was really worrying that the Dynasty might be dwindling for the side of the Kings, but they're holding strong with that goal. But it seems like Tweaks is just able to save it, actually. Technic was really pushing for that 3rd goal for the side of Nguni. It's being brought. A counter-attack is looking live. They're able to get possession. All three members of Nguni getting really good possession of this ball, pushing it down the side. But here we see Happy Meal looking to go for that third goal instead. Denied. And it's just, once again, looking for this possession, looking for the angles. Olympic going to be pushing it back. But it's still able to be set up. No one was able to find it. Technic not so confident in it. And right now, Blade, he's pushing it. Doesn't quite bounce up. And Nitro will be tapping it instead. But here's the demo from the side of the Kings. This is something that really decided their goals last game. Technic is now going to be going down as well. Happy Meal has no boost, though. So it's going to be up to Tweaks and Olympic to be able to push this up instead. That being said, Nitro is able to save it. Get a third goal for the side of Nguni.
Beautiful flick from Nitro. I was a bit scared there because I saw that 2v1. As a defender there on the side of Kings, you know, you have to consider whether you're going to be saving a flick, whether you're going to be saving a pass. You never know what's going to happen. Kings, though, they're back on the back foot. Maybe an opportunity. That ball was very dangerously close to that net. Tweaks now. Takes it up. Big bumps coming from Happy Meal. Happy Meal can't quite recover back onto that one. Technique, big clear downfield, and that will be another goal for Nguni. And now it's looking in a very awkward spot once again for the Dynasty Kings.
Oh yeah, this is a very awkward position. I mean, you know, we've seen Nguni be able to hold their leads very strongly in previous games of this series. What can the Kings do to really curve this game around? I'm not sure. As we see Happy Meal try and make this hero play right here. Absolutely going through everyone, just falling short at the final stop. Now we see it's up to Nitro with no boost to be able to push this further. Going to be taken as expected. But a nice corner pass. Olympic wasn't quite expecting that touch. Blade to be taking it out of the hands of Kings. Happy Meal! He found the goal needed to bring it one more up, 3-4. One more is needed to tie this game up with 2 minutes left on the clock of game 4. This really decides it, Lolly.
And I love that very subtle bump that Olympic gets on the last on Nitro, I think it was, of Nguni. Just sets him a little bit off course and opens up that opportunity for the goal. Plenty time left on the clock for Dynasty Kings to find another one. Tweaks, keeping this one around Happy Meal. Gonna go with Tweaks, a little bit awkward there, double commit. Bit of a comms error. Technique Eagle will get the opportunity looking for the pass mid. Gets a demo of one. Tweaks, big clear out, lands up back in the hands of Nitro. Tweaks on that immediately. Nitro keeps it away, gets a great clear, looking for the counter attack. Happy Meal will touch it, a touch, a little bit awkward though, goes into mid. Could have been very bad there for the side of Kings. Happy Meal now looking to get back into that blue half. Will be Blade's ball. Tweaks keeping it away once again. Olympic up on that for the 50. Kings, they need to find themselves into a good opportunity to get another goal in. There's otherwise Nguni, they're sitting in a really comfortable spot right now.
Yeah, definitely. We're about to hit the final minute mark of this game, and Kings are 1 goal down. They need to find a way to get back in. That being said, Technic has been so strong for the side of Nguni. Weak being able to get a nice push out, though. Is anyone able to follow? Yes, 2 are, but they don't find the angle needed to get this goal. But Blade is just able to save it. Another tap. This is so desperate for the side of the Kings, but they just can't find it. And 30 seconds left on the clock. They just keep pressing, but the side of Nguni just holds strong. Nitro able to hold it. Not quite finding the angle, though. The ball is against the backboard. Once again, the corner goes live, but the counter-attack is pressing on now. The crown is crumbling. The dynasty is dwindling this game as they've secured a 2-goal lead with 17 seconds left on the clock.
Well, the side of Kings, they're going to be absolutely kicking themselves after that play. They had so many looks at the net that should have been goals, in all honesty. They couldn't quite find them in. He has a beautiful shot coming from Olympic. Maybe the dream is still alive. Maybe that crown has not been completely thrown away just yet. Just maybe Olympic has picked it up off the floor and placed it right back on top of their heads.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've got 13 seconds left. This needs to be the kickoff dream for the side of the Kings. Happy Meal is going to go for it. No one's there to follow. Yes, they are. Tweaks pushes it into the corner. We got 5 seconds left. I don't know if the 0-second rule is going to be enough for the Kings. That being said, Happy Meal, he's still keeping it alive like he did last game, but it just fell short. Olympic gets the tap. Nitro, though, has possession, doesn't quite dunk it, but Tweaks is keeping it in the ceiling. Olympic follows, is now up to Happy Meal to make the adjustment, but it's not quite there. Tweaks keeps it up, but it's gonna fall short, and there we have it. In Goonie, they have secured the draw for this series, something that wasn't expected, but something that I'm very happy to see. A curve around for everyone, for sure.
Definitely. In Goonie, they played extremely well. They brought it to that draw that I was questioning earlier. You know, that's a pretty good result coming from the side of Nguni. Kings, they had what it took. They had so many opportunities to bring this through and get themselves a win. But Nguni just had the better performance in those last 2 games and kept it in the control of their team and got the possession, got the balls over the heads of Kings and found themselves back into the series.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what a game we had. And I think Nguni really thrived off of the fact that people just kept rotating. I mean, Technic was definitely the series MVP, but Blade showed his colors in that final game of the series, being one of the big point scorers of the pitch. But yeah, I think I've got to say really big congratulations to both teams because they produced absolute cinema in this final series of the day.
Definitely. And Technic Eagle, he did such a good job. He got a lot of saves throughout the series. 6 saves, 10 shots, 7 goals. He was taking through every single initiative to put the goals in the back of the net and find those opportunities. I mean, when you consider the fact that 7 of the 13 goals that Nguni had came from one player alone, that is such a phenomenal performance.
Definitely, and it just was so even throughout the pitch. I mean, if we talk about ball possession alone, you wouldn't really be able to tell who would have won the series. Well, in fact, no one did because it was a draw again. So, you know, I think both teams, it's really nice to see that there's such a level of competition in this Masters bracket. And it really, as chat is saying, it was a big demo diff. When Kings were able to get these demos off, they really were thriving and really able to press the aggression onto it. But in Goonie, once again, if they found the demo, they found the angle. And, you know, there was just so many hero plays from both teams, really keeping this game alive for both of them.
Yeah, definitely. Now I'm curious to hear what Mr. Greybeard thinks about that series.
Well, I see Voodoo is in chat, and he must still be riding high after Unity's performance at VS Gaming over the weekend. And now they've had a rough first few weeks in the league, but Unitalk slowly, grindingly picking up ground, Lolly.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, so far they haven't been able to find themselves any wins just yet, but that puts them up onto those 3 draws. And, you know, they may not be wins, but getting this many draws, you know, it could still push them through into that playoff bracket if they keep it up. But I would like to see them push it through and maybe find themselves some wins as the series progresses, or season progresses.
And then, Skilton, my question, how did you find your debut casting for RSC?
Absolute cinema. I can't lie. Like, that was a beautiful series to end the day off of. I mean, the Dynasty, they had such a strong start, but in Nguni, finally being able to pronounce it is also a blessing as a British person. But were able to just clutch it back, and I think it's a really good showing of the SSA. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how the weeks go on.
Gentlemen, your work is now done. Congrats. Thanks for being here. Nicely done. And you can now go kick back and do whatever it is you wish to do. Lollenizer and Skilton, peace. And we are going to go and have a chat to Olympic, a drawn series. Normally we like to get the winning captain or someone from the winning team in, but it is a drawn series. We've gone with Olympic because he was of the 2 options, the one with the camera. And Olympic, you got to be a little frustrated with the final result after your banging start.
Yeah. A bit heartbroken, bit sad, but well played to the Nguni boys. Technic, coming off of that grand finals loss in the second series. Also, Nitro getting that top 4. All 3 of them great players, and it's just we had a few missed chances, few open net misses, defensive mishaps. It's just a poor series from us, to be honest.
That's fair. What I was delighted to see over the 2 teams, though, is so many players who were at the VS Gaming playoffs. Nitro, yourself, Happy Meal, Tweaks, of course, and then Technic Eagle. So a lot of players that were doing well at those playoffs. But tell me about Tweaks, because Tweaks is a guy I've kind of known. There was a time he used to be in my lobbies, but like so many others, has passed me by, and suddenly, and I don't know if I'm just noticing it or if he's been gradually getting better, but to me it seems like this guy out of Namibia suddenly bursting onto the scene.
Honestly, before a couple months ago, I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything, but I'd never really heard of him. Maybe I'm just getting old in the scene, or I'm just out of touch. But I heard of him a couple months ago, on my radar for a bit, and then they qualified for Comic-Con, so I'm like, okay, cool, let's keep eyes on him. And then he decided to become one of the best players in the country against us and beat us in Game 5. So I'm glad he's on my team for RSC, because at 16 years old, he is a prodigy. I'd have to say he's like one of the young talents. Him, Devour, Ravi, Zany, those guys are going to carry us old gods out of the scene. and yeah.
No, it's very true, and over the course of tonight, a lot of youngsters. To me, seeing that it bodes well for the future of the scene, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Olympic, you guys are, despite the frustration, and I know in chat you said I need a minute to compose myself before you come on camera, and that's fair. But you do remain undefeated. However, with a 3-1 result, you would have gone top of the table. And I think as a result of the draw, you now sitting just behind DSQ. So what's the plan going forward from here?
Stay undefeated. This series we really could have taken 3-1, 4-0. But this is only week 4 of league play. We've still got 4 or 5 weeks to go. Mm-hmm. So if we can keep playing like we are, we actually haven't lost a series except preseason. We may have lost 1 game, but other than that, we are undefeated. As you say, I'm just going to keep demoing, give the ball to Tweaks. let Happy Meal do what he does, get that experience behind Tweaks, let him grow. Mark's going to come in, show what he's made of, and hopefully we can try and take this.
Well, as you say, we're not quite halfway. We head into the halfway week this coming week, so plenty time to get it all together, and good luck from here, and keep going on the demos. The demo stat was, if series were decided by demos, you guys would have won. But it does require the follow-up goals. But Olympic, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll see you again.
Cheers.
And there you have it. RSC week 4. Done and dusted. We brought you 4 series tonight. 2 Masters, a rival, and an elite. Well played to all. And we had all the possible results. We had sweeps, we had a draw, and we had a 3-1. So all the possible results were there. Congratulations to all. And that's going to bring us to a close. A reminder, of course, we have the merch available. So if you want to get that T-shirt, get your order in. A massive. Well, there you go. Just so you remember what it looks like. All the franchise logos are there. You have a choice of colors. Get your order in. Don't be disappointed when the season ends. And a shout out again to our sponsors, both Nixa, giving us some cash to give away at the end of the season, and our broadcast sponsors, Genesix. Thank you very much. We are going to go and raid at the end. We're going to go and raid the Gatu Mew. So stick around. We're going to play our ads at the end, which is 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Stick around to the end of that as we go and raid the Gatu. And when you get there, please tell him that Greybeard said, please answer your Discord messages. He's left me hanging for days. Tell him Greybeard downstairs, answer your Discord messages. But that's it from us. We'll be back for the podcast Monday night this week, because Sunday is the 1v1 with Johnny Boy live on my stream. So we're moving the podcast to Monday night. So join us then. And then, of course, for week 5 of League Play next Thursday. And thank you to everyone who did the work early on, Rhino Casts and the Bromeo, and then Lolanizer and Skilton, and behind the scenes, the match admin tonight, Falcon, thank you for being there. And of course, our broadcasters, Genesis Extreme, being represented by Desolation and Duploy. And that's it from us. Peace!
And what a shot from Kirika, taking that off the ceiling, underneath the ball, and straight down the middle.
Oh, there it is, out of the blue!
2 seconds left on the clock, and the Joker finds something